He's sexy. Hi guys, welcome to the Deciphered Podcast number 15.
Ow! 3 weeks in a row.
I'm remembering things, boys. Yes, welcome. This is an exciting week for us.
Yeah.
So we told you at the end of the podcast 14, so you can come backwards too.
Oh my fucking god.
That we would have the special guest of Oz, Nick Lutie from Beatdown Podcast. However, due to unforeseen circumstances of me fucking up,
because nobody could have guessed that.
it's not happening. So here we are in normal location, and here we are doing a different topic which we announced earlier yesterday. Today we announced
Today, yes.
We announced it to each other literally last night, and we've done a lot of quick thinking.
You were about to say we've done fuck all.
Yes.
We've done jack shit.
Yep. Hi, Sophie.
Asa!
Fancy seeing you here. So I have distracted myself. So the topic was going to be the local bands,
Yes,
local scene. Is it dying, or are we just not seeing it?
Are we just not hip enough anymore?
I'm too old. So that is that. I'm wearing
it.
pink, by the way. I just put it out because this is like a new thing for me.
Jeez.
For me, it's a new thing for me. I can't speak English.
It's a new
that
for you
disorientating
thing for that.
I agree. So this week's topic is songs we love by bands we hate, and songs we hate by bands we love. Now we're using those things a bit to the extreme for the topic titles to get those people in, but really it's like it could be songs that I think kind of catchy by bands I hate, or it could be songs that are like pretty shit, but by bands that I think are all right.
Yeah, I was going to say, or it could be songs that we really, really fucking like by bands that we generally quite like, but just on the whole don't really listen to. There's a few of those on my list.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify, he is. Check that out, pink and all of that.
This is like I've got 20, for those that don't know me, I think it's 27 Avenged Sevenfold t-shirts.
28 now, isn't it?
28, I think it's 28.
How
And
the fuck do I know that? And you do not.
Probably mentioned it to you more than I remember myself. I like to tell people things like that. And
It's as good a reason as any.
I didn't buy any like shirts for any tours or anything like that for other bands at all. It was just the 28 Avenged, or obviously it was less at the time. And then I couldn't not buy a Guns N' Roses Once in a Lifetime tour t-shirt. And since I bought that, and it was very fucking weird looking at myself. I was like, this is not Avenged. I'm so confused.
Where's the Death Batman?
God, who are these bands?
All I can see is Axel's skull.
So I've now branched out. I've got an Alter Bridge, a Mars Kennedy, a Guns N' Roses, and now a Trivium.
Yeah, man.
Pissed though because I think the gig I went to before, aside from Avenged, the gig I went to before Guns and aside from Download was Bullets, the Poison tour, and I fucking wish I'd got that t-shirt. I looked at it, I was like, I'm tempted, but nah, it's not.
Why?
Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Confused. Like this is you we're talking about.
I know.
Buy my merch is basically what you should have tattooed on your chest somewhere.
Yeah. I went alongside with that thing that we said was last week or the week before, where I think it's last week, the streaming thing about we should just like buy people's merch because it helps them out. It needs to be done.
Yeah, 100%. I've always been pretty big on that, and if you like an album enough, you should buy a physical copy of it. Fuck Spotify.
See, I don't do that.
I mean, not many people do. And the thing is, if you were watching the other week, you might say, "Oh, well, I pay for Spotify, so that's me supporting the artist." No, actually, according to our research, no, you're not supporting anyone. Not even Spotify, as it turns out, who are still, growing by an average of 40% a year and losing probably about fucking 500 grand a year or some daft shit like that. It's
A lot.
It is a lot of money.
I'm also going to throw in there, completely not related to anything you just said, my ribs really fucking hurt. So if you see me wincing randomly, that's why. I'm in a lot of pain.
I'm fiddly.
I am going through pain for you, our loyal fucking fans. So today, coming up, anyway, that topic, we're also going to have I'm going to have a little quick review and tell you about Trivium, Code Orange, and Power Trip Live.
I am so fucking ready.
I was in the pub getting drunk during Venom Prison, so that's that. I didn't see that band.
I've never even heard of them.
Well, I've heard of them, but mainly through friends, and that's not Mel. And we will have a review for a band called Placeholder, an unsigned band, and it will be their EP called Grey. It's very exciting stuff.
What an exciting time to be alive.
It's so live. So exciting.
So live.
Whoa.
Whoa! Mindfuck!
So we will give a bit more of context to the album and the band before we get started on that. So first of all, the topic.
Asardillia. Just throwing it out there, we have no news. There is
Oh
no
yes,
news
no
this week.
news this week because everyone's fucking boring and alive. Well, in the metal world.
Well, we could, if we were clutching at straws, for those of you that are fans of the band Periphery, they are in the studio and they are writing some new things. I don't know why I said things.
No, neither do I.
Maybe one of their songs is called Teens.
Hopefully not.
It's not. More on that story as it develops.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
So how do you want to go about this? Shall we go through one by one or just random it up?
To make sure that we cover all of them. I mean, I don't have the greatest deal because we've literally been working this topic for about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, we could just go one by one. So we'll do songs we love by bands we hate first.
Superb.
And
I
then
knew that was coming, but yeah, awesome.
So do I. Wonder why. So strange.
Tomfoolery! Right, so, do you want to start or shall I start?
I will start.
Start it up, baby.
So, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about new metal and bands that helped new metal become new, and therefore not so new. One of the bands that came up then was a band called POD.
Pod. Yeah.
Pod, yes, as everyone likes to call it.
Ah, feel so alive.
Right, so that's a tune.
That is a fucking tune.
That is a fucking tune. Name me another one of their songs. Nope. And that is because that is a song that I love by a band that I wouldn't go as far as to say I hate, but I just don't know any of their shit.
Yeah, I saw them live at Download because I wanted to go see that song live, and they made the terrible mistake of playing that as
bet.
the penultimate track.
Oh.
Half the crowd walked out after that song, and they started the next song. I felt bad for them.
I would have.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would have. But then at the same time, I would have felt bad from them while I was walking
Spelled
away.
tune wrong.
Tune?
Yeah. It's like
Maybe she meant Chon. There's a band called Chon.
She was a capital letter, shouldn't she?
Maybe.
It's a new sentence every time. We are also grammar masters here. I say we are. I mean,
I mean,
Yes.
if you can't speak English, then that's fine. By me.
yes, absolutely. So, you're right about not hating them, but that song is a fucking tune.
It is a fucking tune. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's not that I hate them, I really haven't given them the time of day for anything else. I'm not even sure if they've written any other songs. I just don't know.
They just played orchestral jazz at Download online.
Either that or just like
facility.
for like their entire set, it was just the guy going...
Aye. So alive.
Anyway, we're going to play our only one song now. It's called Alive, and I know most of you are dead, so...
Dead in the soul.
Literally.
So, most of the bands on my list for the songs I love by bands I hate, I don't actually hate. However, this band I do hate. And this song I do not love. But the reason it's in here is because it's catchy and it will stick in my head and it will annoy me. But it has to be mentioned, and that is Sorry You're Not a Winner by Enter Shikari. I fucking hate that band with a passion. But it's nostalgic because it came about in this... If you're not from Milton Keynes, you don't know this. There was like a tree at the city centre and all the Grebos would hang around the tree, and it's the Trebos. And then you have... The Scene Kids came along, and this was their anthem when they first started blooming. The Scene Kids were born. Not literally born, but the trend was born. So it was always there, and...
I'm not a scene kid.
I'm not a Grebo.
It sounded so sincere when you said that. I'm not a Grebo.
I'm not a Grebo.
But Mum, I'm not. Ma'am, I'm not a Grebo.
Goth.
Hey.
Sorry Not a Winner is on there for me. Catchiness alone, not love is what I wrote.
Okay.
Got an itchy lip, scratching my tongue. Hashtag the collapse. That's also an STD, Sophie. Calm down.
Don't make any comments about Enter Shikari and STDs being related in any way, shape or form.
Is there a story that I don't know about?
No.
Oh.
But it just struck me as the type of thing that you'd do to say that the band resembled some spotty herpes or something. Or
The full-on warts.
the full-on AIDS.
Oh, hi, Sarah. Thanks for tuning in.
Moving swiftly on.
Oh, my fucking...
So, way back in the day, I mentioned when we were talking about bands similar to Pearl Jam and stuff. I think this might have literally been like episode 1 or 2. I know. And I mentioned a band called Stone Temple Pilots because they basically, the vocalist sounds exactly like Eddie from Pearl Jam, and we discussed about how loads of other bands have tried to mimic his vocal style ever since.
Okay.
This is one of those bands. Stone Temple Pilots. I'm not a fan, really, of the band. I will not go as far as to say I hate them. I'm just, not a massive fan. But they have this one song that, if anybody here is a fucking GTA San Andreas absolute legend, and you listen to the right radio station on San Andreas, obviously, then you would have heard Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. And what a fucking tune it is.
How's it go?
It's...
Sing for me.
No. It's basically... There is one part of it where it's like a pre-chorusy bit as it's like sort of leading into the chorus, which is downplayed.
Is it that one?
No, because that's Pearl Jam.
Okay, then that's you.
I believe that's Alive by Pearl Jam, from the best of what I can make out from
It sounds just right.
That sounds like Pearl Jam.
Dr. Pollitt, welcome.
Oh, fucking hell, Sam. We've got them all coming out today, haven't we?
Is that Tesco Pollitt?
Yes. Hi, Pollitt. So yeah, Plush, Stone Temple Pilots. There is one sort of part of the vocals where it literally sounds exactly the same as Even Flow by Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Like even the notes that the guy's reaching, the octave he's singing in, the vocal like tune, the notes that are being played in the background on the guitars, it's literally the same. So we got slammed, but I really like the song. It brings back memories of being a child and not giving a fuck about anything apart from playing San Andreas every weekend. So it's good. It's good, cool. But I'm not a fan of the band, so it deserves to make the list.
Fun fact that isn't at all fun: 2 of the 3 vocalists are dead that have been in that band. Scott Stapp died. Is that Scott Stapp? Is that right?
No, because that's Anthrax, is it not? No. What's his name?
I swear it's Scott Stapp. Oh well, the guy that was in Stone Temple Pilots died.
I actually didn't realise they had that many vocalists.
And then they had Chester Bennington was in the band for a little while. He became a new vocalist.
I'm sorry, what?
Chester Bennington from Linkin Park fame became the vocalist for Stone Temple Pilots.
Why?
I don't know. Just did.
Just did.
Oh, mate, can I become vocalist? Yeah, alright then, you've been in a band before, I can see that. It's completely fucking different to ours, but it's fine.
Yeah, they toured for a bit, I think, and he might have done a song with them, but it didn't work out.
Amazing. Who is next on your
Oh,
list?
fucking ribs.
Next, mate, what a tune.
Yes.
But I don't like the band.
I want my big back. Big back ribs covered in blood. Oh, Atreyu.
Okay.
So they're a band I hate, but I saw live by accident. We've gone for it last week, I believe, or the week before.
No, I think it was last week.
And a few songs caught me, including Bleeding Love. Not Bleeding Love, it's fucking Leon Lewis.
Fucking hell.
Bleeding
Showing
Mascara,
your real colours
sorry.
now.
Bleeding Mascara. But no, that's...
This is all a front.
Yeah.
The Trivium t-shirt now. Underneath that shit, he's got fucking Lana Del Rey, like... Lana Del Rey tattoo on his chest or some shit.
Leave Lana Del Rey out this.
Leave Lana alone.
The song is Lip Gloss and Black. It's actually a really good song.
Okay.
So they played that. I was like, oh, this is the one actually. I gave it like a couple of caps. I was like, that's good enough.
I mean, if we were doing a category of songs I really hate by bands I'm really not a fan of, X's and O's by Atreyu would make that list for me. That is a shit song. It sounds like it was recorded on somebody's iPhone.
I thought you said it was good stuff. I was on the list for good songs.
No, I said if we were doing a category where we were doing songs that we hate by bands that we're not a fan of.
Right, sorry. I totally didn't listen to you. My apologies.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
What's next on yours, sunny old Jim?
Come.
Come.
Break me down. Bury me. Bury me. I am finished with this fucking podcast. I'm not. I'm joking. It's fine.
So that's a song you love by a band you hate?
I'm not a fan of 30 Seconds to Mars. There are a few songs of theirs that I will tolerate. There are a couple of songs of theirs that I think are good. Attack being one of them. That is a tune.
We'll get on to that very shortly.
Interesting. But this one in particular, The Kill, brings back so many fucking memories for me.
That was not in the song at all.
No, I mean, it totally wasn't, but that's fine. But yeah, just, I'm not a fan of 30 Seconds to Mars, especially the way that they've gone nowadays. Like, back then, when A Beautiful Lie first came out,
It's a beautiful land.
when that first came out,
tune.
they had hope to a degree. They had hope. I had hope for them to an extent. Yeah, the albums that followed that were not good.
These songs,
From Yesterday, they ended up taking the bad parts of that song, in the sense of how whiny and shit it is, and basically crafting their career out of that, in my opinion, after this album.
I don't think there's any bad parts to that song. So can I continue from this?
Yeah, please do.
We'll keep it as a duo thing now. And that is, I've got 4 songs by 30 Seconds to Mars. Attack, The Kill,
Yep.
A Beautiful Lie, and
Yep.
From Yesterday.
Okay.
Every second of those songs is perfect. I
Interesting.
fucking love those songs. The
Interesting.
rest of the band is trash.
From Yesterday, I'm quite surprised about, because I would have thought that you would have found that to be a bit like whiny and a bit
No, I liked it.
naggy. Naggy.
Maybe if I heard it for the first time now I wouldn't like it, but it stuck with me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose.
And those 4 songs are all from one album.
They are. And they have a couple of okay songs elsewhere. Can't tell you what album it's on, but they have a song called Capricorn, and that is a fucking tune. They also...
Fucking...
I will have to comment the other song that because I still haven't. I've not commented a single fucking thing that I said I was going to during while we've been live, because I'm just that good. There is another song of theirs that I think you would listen to and be like, okay, fair enough. Considering it's off of their later albums, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But yes, I agree. Those 4 songs are rather okay.
Fantastic.
All good.
Imagine,
Yeah. The Kill is fucking awesome. Attack.
Is my favourite.
Yeah, it's sick song. Absolutely sick song.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've got a few, but on the whole, not a fan of the band. Really don't like Jared Leto anymore.
Run away now. Oh, might have to give that a listen later.
Yeah, it's got to be done. It's good driving song.
Yeah.
Very good.
Superb.
So is that your next one?
That is my next one, yeah,
those
yeah.
4. Okay, cool. Now, I am going to step out on a ledge and specify very carefully right now, I do not have a problem with Rob Zombie. I do not dislike Rob Zombie. I just don't listen to his music at all. Their music. His music. Their music.
Their music.
Their music. It's not that I'm not a fan, it's not that the guy does anything wrong with his vocals, it's not that the rest of the band do anything wrong with what they're doing. I just have never gotten round to giving them the time of day. However, Dragula by Rob Zombie is a fucking tune. Yeah. I'm just not a fan. That's the only thing. I'm just not a fan of the band. Again, no reason. I just haven't given them the time of day. And it's not that they don't deserve it. I just, any time that I'm like, oh mate, I should listen to more. Particularly whenever this song comes on somewhere or somebody plays it at a party, I'm like, dude, I need to listen to more of this guy's stuff. And I just don't. Ever.
Yeah, I love Rob Zombie, so I can't really say much about that, but Dragula is one of his best tracks.
It fucking is. It's,
Not my favourite,
It's so
but yeah.
cool. It's amazing.
So my next one is A Day to Remember,
Interesting.
with one of the worst song names I've heard in my life. I'm made of wax, Larry, what are you made of? It's a catchy song.
It fucking is.
I was listening to it yesterday evening, last night.
From yesterday?
No,
Oh, right, okay.
just yesterday.
Alright.
I like when he's like, I'll be there just to watch you fall. I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's a good little, I like the lyric. It's,
So don't push me, I got nothing to lose. Don't blink, they won't even miss you at all. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
So yeah, the song name has got to be changed. It's just terrible. However,
Come on. That's not even the worst one on that album. They've got NJ Legion Ice T on that album. That is a song name. That is legitimately a song name.
Legion Ice T.
NJ Legion Ice T.
Right. It's all horrific in terms of song names, but this song's alright. Quite enjoyed it. It's not one of those things I go back to listen to. I literally went out of my way to like, what bands do I hate? A Day to Remember. Let's see if I know there's one song by them I think's alright. That was it.
and that was that.
Yeah.
I reckon there are a couple that I could potentially get you into.
I don't know.
We will cross that bridge another time.
I'm sure we will. My sister failed. I don't think you're going to get any further. Really?
Who put okay?
So,
Yeah, why? Why? What's okay?
start zooming, you camera cunt.
Camera cunt.
What's next in yours, man?
Interesting choice. And probably a fairly unpopular one because so many people want to bone Hayley Williams, but I'm not a massive fan of Paramore.
No, they're awful.
However, the song Careful by Paramore is pretty good.
Yeah, there's two I like.
There's a few. I'm not
Misery
gonna lie, there's a
Business.
few.
Just for nostalgia, that was good back in the day.
Barely.
It was
Barely.
always played. It was alright. And I got what I wanted now. And there's a Twilight one with an apple. I don't fucking know.
Decode.
Yeah, I think that was alright.
Yeah, it's an alright song. Gets a bit whiny and a bit incessant after a while.
Makes sense for Twilight, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly. Perfect for the film. And as far as I know, it was written with the film in mind as well. It wasn't one of those things where they wrote an album and the guys were like, oh, we like that song, we want it to be our thing. No, they were approached and they wrote the song for the film.
Okay.
As far as I know. Don't quote me on that. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm almost certain.
No quoting.
No quoting.
No, fair enough. So what's
so yeah,
so
Careful.
shitty about this one? Sorry, what's so good
no.
about this one? Sorry.
What's good about this one is the... I don't know. Perhaps it's fair to say that obviously we've picked a good time in my life to want to be sort of pulling out like inspirational songs and stuff, but there's just a very much like a carry-on fighting kind of vibe.
Sorry, when you said carry on fighting, I'm just imagining like a carry on film about fighting. That's what came to my mind. Please,
I
sorry.
mean, that would be
continue.
awesome. Carry on Tekken.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Carry on. Come back!
Yeah, keep calm and get the fucking shit beaten out of you, mate. But yeah, it's just like a very kind of emotive song. It has a good message behind it. There's one part where the music breaks away and it just goes into like an instrumentally sort of, not a solo by any means, but like just an instrumental bit. And it's just got like a nice feel to it. Like you can imagine if you were like solo traveling the world or whatever, this would be like the part of the song where you want to step out onto onto a fucking brand new continent that you've never been before, completely on your own. And it's this part of the song that you would want playing as you did.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
So I like it.
Next up for me, it's I don't hate them. I just don't care for them. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Californication. Danny California. By the way, sorry, that's not metal people. They'll understand. And there's one more, but I can't think of the name.
Do you remember any of the lyrics?
No, I can't remember how the song goes. I swear there was a fourth song.
Power of equality.
No.
No, not that one. Mate, you should listen to that song.
So yeah, I don't really care for Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm not really a fan. I don't hate them. I don't even dislike them. They're just kind of there. I'd go see them live at a festival if they were on because I always
For
like
the
a band's
sake,
chances.
yeah,
as
for
well.
the sake of it. And to be fair, they do. Maybe not nowadays because age is catching up with all of them, particularly Anthony. Flea, not so much. Flea will forever be a fucking 10-year-old child with a bass. You should at least watch them play Woodstock 95, I think.
Oh, I think I've missed it.
There's videos.
Right, got it.
So luckily enough, we live in an age where even if you miss the show, there's a good chance you might be able to catch it 25 years down the fucking line.
Excellent. I like it.
But no, honestly, it's sick show, absolutely sick show, and you can tell by the amount of fires that are being lit in the crowd and the amount of people that are getting battered the shit out of that people are going nuts for it.
Okay.
All Around the World is a fucking tune, mate. I'm. Do you know what? I'm gonna do it to you. The next time you say, Rob, I need you to pick an album, you're gonna regret it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool. What's up for you? What's next for you?
So, a band that I don't expect anybody here to have ever heard of, potentially, could be wrong. If you've ever listened to a band called Annotations of an Autopsy, they've played live with these guys many a time. They are a New York, as far as I know, based death metal band called Suffocation.
Okay.
Ever heard of them? No. Not a fan.
Suffocation.
Mostly because most of their music is literally just like literally
Oh, look
the
at
whole
my
way
phone.
through.
It's there.
Oh yeah, so
Hi, phone.
They have a song called Infecting the Crips. When I was learning to play drums, for whatever reason, I wanted to be a death metal drummer. So there's me like learning to play songs by bands like Ramones and shit like that to get me like the basics down, and all I could think about was wanting to learn how to do blast beats, like literally from about week 1. And this band are very heavy on their death metal drumming. The drummer at the time when they wrote this song, Mike Smith, I think his name is, crazy death metal drummer, black. Like a fucking full-blown black guy with dreads and everything, like the last guy that you would ever expect to sit down behind a kit and go like...
Excellent.
And he is fucking brutal as well, man. He literally rips the shit out of any kit he plays, and I love it. So it's more the drummer in me for this one, but I fucking love it. I learned to play it on the drums as best as I could. It's hard. It's incredibly hard. I'll play you a snippet after this, and you'll see why it's impossible for a drummer that had only been drumming for about a month or 2 at the time who would just not be able to do it.
Smashing.
But yeah, so Infecting the Crips by Suffocation.
Infecting the Crips. As we mentioned before, we were meant to have Oz on the show, so it's only fair to mention them again while I mention this band. And that is, again, I don't hate them, but I don't care for them, and that's Kiss. And God Gave Rock and Roll to You is a fucking tune, though.
It is. It is.
Such a good song.
They've got a couple of others that you must enjoy, surely.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Really? I wanna rock
Oh, yeah.
and roll all night.
That's probably the only 2, though.
And body every day. So yeah, what?
I just don't really care for them, man.
No?
It's hard for me to get into older bands unless I really connect with them, and so like Metallica are pretty much the only ones, actually. I mean, I like Maiden.
Faith No More?
I like Faith. No, well, they got a couple of good tracks. Faith No More have got
Epic and Midlife Crisis.
exactly those 2, and I discovered them through a skating game, actually.
It's Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
There you go. Midlife Crisis.
I need to get alive. Fuck.
So, Iron Maiden. There's a lot more songs loved by Maiden, but I wouldn't say they're probably second best out of the oldies from Metallica, but they're quite a far bit down from Metallica.
Interesting.
But quite a far bit up from the rest of them. AC/DC we'll get onto shortly. Yeah, and Guns N' Roses I quite like.
They're young in their own right. They're kind of like the very, very first people on a new movement, in my opinion. I wouldn't class them as like a classic band. Maybe nowadays.
I would. I think they're around the 80s, man.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't...
30 years ago.
True. They're getting so old.
They are. Regardless of that, yeah, that's my pick for Kiss.
Interesting. The Used.
Yeah, they crossed my mind. But I realise I don't think I like any of their songs.
Interesting. Not even The Taste of Ink.
Probably not.
Is it where can you even
No,
hear
I don't
me?
like that song.
Oh, wow. How can you not like that song? Fucking, mate, that's childhood epitomised. It's nostalgic, I will admit. It's more through nostalgia than anything else. I love it. I absolutely love the song. Again, it's related to my situations in life so many fucking times. Yeah. I mean, I literally was maybe even last night that I listened to this song last, because
Right.
it's just one of those songs that you just play every now and then, and it's
Don't tell me to do. I'm joking.
fucking hell. Shit.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, Soph's got the right idea.
Sophie likes Beartooth. I don't take her fucking knowledge anywhere.
All right.
So, I'm busting this one out now. I have the thankfulness that I've never liked this band. I would never listen to them now. I have not listened to this track since this thing happened. Rooftops by Lost Prophets. I'm glad that...
Let's not go too in depth about them just yet.
Okay. That's true. You have some taste. Yeah, okay. We'll go into Lost Prophets in a bit.
Yes, because yeah, my last track is.
I thought about leaving it to last, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Let's do
Cool.
that. So do you want to reel off another one and we'll talk about that?
Yeah,
in a minute?
Medina Lake.
Interesting choice.
House of Cards.
Tune.
Yes.
Fucking tune.
I was thinking of bands last night. Again, don't hate them, but I dislike them. I've never been a fan. Never really got into them.
One Last Kiss is a fucking horrible song.
I don't know it. I
Horrible
literally
song.
only know this song because I thought it was alright.
Here I Stand. Now, Here I Stand is a song by Medina Lake that I listened to for the first few times and thought, wow, that's a really nice, well-written song. And then forgot about it for like a year. They popped back up on one of my like random playlists and I was like, fuck, I haven't heard these guys in ages. Put that song on and was just like, I don't remember this shit. Yeah,
Right.
Now I see the problem. But yeah, House of Cards will always live on. Fucking tune.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Cool.
quite a good tune.
Again, I definitely will not go as far as to say I dislike or hate or even have any negative feelings towards Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, especially seeing as rest in peace. However, I'm not a fan. I don't listen to much of their other stuff. I get that he's iconic. He's massively iconic. We wouldn't have bands like Foo Fighters. We wouldn't have musicians sprouting like Dave Grohl without Tom Petty. Massive influences for people like Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic. So basically Nirvana. But loads of musicians have quietly quoted Tom Petty or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers as being like a major influence for what they do.
Fuck is going on my eyes? Sorry.
I don't know. Maybe it's in tune with your ribs.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a fan. I haven't listened to much of their stuff. So yeah, I've just never really gotten into them. However, Running Down a Dream by Tom Petty is a fucking tune. The minute the guitar kicks straight in, it's just like, oh my god, this is amazing. So yeah, I really like it.
Fair.
Yeah.
What was the song? Sorry, I missed the song title.
Running Down a Dream
Okay.
by Tom Petty. You'll have heard it somewhere for sure.
Beautiful.
I'll play you a snippet after this. Yeah, sick. So good.
Super duper.
And now the only one that I've got left on this section of the list is My Lost Prophet. So if you want to reel off.
Yeah, sure. So I've got Blink-182. I Missed You. That's the only track I like by them. I used to like Blink-182 when I was younger and had less ears. I only had one for a while. And
Right.
but the wine list just drives me insane. But I've got, I've written, I now dislike almost anything by them. But this song holds a close place in my heart, which I'm not going to go into. But one of those old like relationship songs. So yeah, and also
I mean, effectively, that's basically what Taste of Ink is about as well.
right,
So-
okay, fair.
Hence.
Yeah, so I joined into there.
Yeah,
too.
fuck yeah.
So yeah, I Miss You. I still rate it.
Interesting.
Hoobastank, The Reason, exact same reason as above. Another relationship song, so it's
Just
got a
nostalgic.
place in my
It's got
heart.
that thing, yeah.
But I've never got into the rest of the band, the rest of the
Do you know
song.
what? So many people have said like, "Oh, that's not even their best song. You should listen to this one and that one and that one." And
Look,
I've
bitch, take a seat.
Yeah, 100%.
This has got shit in my heart, man.
Yeah, 100%.
It's hurting my ribs.
I don't give a fuck if it's their best song. It's the only one I'm going to give the time of day for because you
Yeah.
can tell from any negativity that you can draw from that song. It might be a really good song. You might really enjoy it. But he's whiny as fuck.
Yeah.
And their music is probably really depressing and I just can't deal.
I'm not a fan.
Oh,
That's
I cannot
that
do.
song. So the next one is a band that, as I have mentioned a few times, I pretty much hate. Rage Against the Machine. Killing in the Name. Now,
I would have gone with Calm Like a Bomb, personally, but okay.
I only like this track because the beauty of the number one hit against the X Factor. It was
Yeah.
it was literally Rage Against the Machine. That worked perfectly.
Christmas number one, wasn't
Christmas
it?
number one, they
Yeah.
beat X Factor for it for the
Fucking
first time since
jokes.
X Factor started. Right, it was like in its like 6th or 7th year, I think at this time. I may be wrong.
No, I think it was more than that.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it had been going for about 7 or 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. At that
Yeah.
point.
Crikey.
Either
Well-
way, it was a fucking monumental achievement, and I'm well proud of it.
Yeah, definitely, man. People,
That's what happens when the human race comes together to accomplish something.
Yeah, people have tried since the band's never tried themselves, but we've tried with AC/DC a couple of years. They've tried with Maiden one year. They tried with Avenged one year. It just never worked out.
Interesting.
But it
Didn't
got
know
more
that.
sales for the band, so either way, because people did buy it. And also, it holds a good place, like a great memory for me when I saw them live at Download 2010, and I was walking back, and I was just shouting, "Fuck pigs! I won't do what you tell me." And then I went past a cop and I shouted it, and she just went, "Fuck off!" I was like, "Fair enough."
You got told to fuck off by a copper.
By a cop. songs, they don't give a shit, do they? No. And I was like, alright, fair enough. I was like, alright, sorry. Whoopsie.
Was she a legit officer or was she
Legit
a PCSO?
officer. Legit officer.
Fuck, you got told to fuck off by the police.
Yeah.
I don't know why I find that so amusing.
That memory will be with me forever, man.
I would have literally died.
So my next one is a band I hate, and it's Biffy Clyro with Mountains. It's catchy, that's the only thing I've got for it.
Okay.
You're going to tell me there's better songs out there, and I'm going to say,
Lots.
just like Hoobastank, I don't care.
Okay, interesting.
I'll probably see them in a future fucking podcast, won't I?
Yes,
Right.
because you've just signed your name on the dotted line, my friend.
Fine, I'm going to take your list home,
In
so
all
I can
fairness,
do all
right,
those fucking albums.
Biffy are a band that I feel like have 1 or 2 albums that are really worth a listen, and the rest of it is just like, what is this? Puzzle by Biffy Clyro. Fucking album. Absolute.
I'll keep that in mind and throw it straight back out. The next one is Taking Back Sunday with Make Damn Sure. Never really got into the band. Just get the fuck over it. Never really got into Taking Back Sunday. First of all, I'll point out, Make Damn Sure is one word. Stupid idea. Change that. Yes, they literally wrote Nostalgia. Terrible name. Why is it one word? Question mark. It's a rhetorical question. I don't care. Yeah, not a fan, but that song's good. Don't hate them.
They're so good. They're actually so good. Some of their... I'm not going to lie, actually. When I say that, the songs of theirs that I like are fucking brilliant for me. The songs of theirs that I don't like are really weird and a bit shit. Mate, no. I'm sorry. You need to listen to New Again. Album New Again by Taking Back Sunday. Wow.
Sign the line.
Yeah, literally, right. You've just given me so much ammunition for the next 5 weeks.
Another one is Wolf Mother with Woman. That's a fucking tune.
Yeah, that is a fucking tune.
I just don't care for anything else they do.
What?
Nothing's ever... I don't think I've even heard another song.
No, yes you have.
Nothing's
I
jumped
can't
out at
remember
me.
the name of it right now, but yes you have, and I am that sure of it that I'm fucking look at it.
I may have been a bit harsh with my sentencing here, but I wrote great song for an irrelevant band.
Okay, now that is dangerously unfair. They're not irrelevant.
Are they relevant? What?
They're not... Mate. Joker and the Thief.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, what?
Play it to me afterwards, yeah.
Joker and the Thief.
Maybe
What
I know
the
it's not by a song
fuck?
name. Maybe I just know it if it's not by a song name.
Oh, mate, no, right, okay. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know it by name, clearly, otherwise I would have fucking remembered it. But the minute I saw it, I was like, fucking that is a tune.
Fair. We're not that far behind. You've only got one bad since then. Right, AC/DC. So I don't hate them. The egotistical pricks. They pissed me off at Download 2011. 10. Same year as Rage. AC/DC, Rage, Aerosmith. Yeah, what a fucking set of headliners if you're a fan of them. They're egotistic pricks. And I appreciate the fuck out of AC/DC before anyone goes nuts. I appreciate the fuck out of them. Doesn't mean I have to like them that much. I don't really care for it. But TNT, Highway to Hell, and Back in Black are fucking tunes. I put Ego,
There are a few
overrated.
that are missing from that list, my friend. In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, you show me all night long.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Tune.
Maybe there's a few more I can
There
think
are a
of.
few others that I bet you probably could, but for the sake of it, they are like pretty much the top ones. So.
Yeah, I'm
it's a good
saying...
selection.
So I put Ego / overrated. I do think, I know I'm not a fan, but I do think AC/DC are overrated. They get so much... I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't want my old men in school clothes, to be honest.
Angus not so young.
Angus old. So my last
Episode
two...
name! Episode 15, Angus old.
My last two before we hit Lost Profits.
Yes.
Creed, My Sacrifice. That song's beautiful.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not a fan at all.
I'm not a fan of the band.
I'm not
You know
a fan
Creed
at
are
all.
Alter Bridge without Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But that's
Fuck,
what I
they
mean.
Made improvement with locals, isn't they?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, perhaps that should be an indication of what they should have been doing all the fuck along.
But My Sacrifice is beautiful. I love that song so much.
Interesting.
And finally, Billy Talent with Red Flag.
Red flag, yeah, that's
Yeah.
got to be done.
So those
fucking
are,
tune.
well, onto Lost Prophet, I guess. So I had, as mentioned, Rooftop. Mm-hmm. I stated that luckily I was never a fan of the band, never listened to them, but that was catchy back in the day. I would never put it on now.
So you're one of these people that's like, oh my god, the guy's a paedophile, I can't listen to his music.
We'll get
What about the rest of the band? Don't they deserve recognition for the work
We
that they
will
put
get
in?
into that.
He's a cunt, fair enough.
We will get into that
When?
at the end of this podcast.
Intriguing. Yeah, cool. So for me, there are a few that I think are worth knowing. None come to mind.
Shinobi Warrior, or
Yeah,
what's it called?
Shinobi versus Dragon Warrior, the Dragon Ninja. Burn Burn, that's a tune. Last Train Home, it's alright. Rooftops is good. Last Summer, tune. There are a few others that I know are missing. Fake Sound of Progress, barking tune. There's one more massive one that I'm
What's the one where the music video was in a playground, or whatever it was?
don't know.
Because it got loads of controversy, obviously, after it, with saying like he was in a nursery with kids in the music video. For those that don't know, somehow, Ian Watkins is the lead singer of Lost Prophets, and he's currently in jail for horrific crimes of paedophilia.
And not in jail for long enough.
No. This is why I believe, this is one reason why I believe Town Called Hypocrisy, that's the one.
Thank you.
This is why I believe in the death sentence.
Do you know what? In most circumstances, I would say I agree. If somebody has taken a life unlawfully, with no regard for self-defense or anything, literally just murder, straight up murder, yes, they deserve to die. I've always been quite reserved about the death penalty in terms of like in relation to other crimes. However, in this particular circumstance, I'm pretty sure I could make an exception.
That you would have.
Oh, I'd hang him. I'd hang the cunt.
Yeah.
I'd hang the cunt.
I would
and
make him rot for
literally
40, 50 years, then kill him.
Yeah, he deserves to rot inside for a while. Then I'd hang him, and then I'd let as many children beat the shit out of his corpse with.
It is
baseball
deep,
bats.
Sophie. It is deep. Yes. But it's music,
It is.
and if you don't like it deep, then you can
Shut up! Shut up!
go to the shallow end of the pool. was the joke I was
Yes,
gonna
yes,
make.
thank you.
Ah,
I
swimming
I
jokes.
thought you were going to say that, but
Yes.
I just had to be sure.
Swimming jokes.
Episode name! We're doing it to ourselves again. We're just making names now. Swimming.
I'm gonna write these down.
jokes. Yes, because that was another problem that we had last week when we were thinking about 6 or 7 different fucking names that we could have for the podcast.
I'm not keen if this becomes a podcast name that is stemmed
From such a disgusting topic. I mean, it could be worse. We could literally say, it was filmed in a playground with kids.
Yeah, well, that's the music video, Town Called Hypocrisy. Lovely. Hello, Stuart. Welcome. This is Mr. Placeholder, or one of them.
Oh, sick. Awesome. You're a little bit early, but we like it. Yeah.
So,
Whoa. Yes.
sorry,
Yeah.
Rooftop for me, but yes, luckily I never listened
Covered
to it.
all of mine, I think. I've never been like a fan of the band. It is fair to say I've never been like an outward kind of like, oh, I like this band. But the songs of theirs that I like. And do you know what? Call me a cunt. Sorry for the language. Call me not a very nice guy. But I hate the man for what he's done. I think he's disgusting. I think he is a sick fucking fiend. But I will not stop listening to the songs I like of theirs purely because one of the members of the band is a cunt. I think the rest of the band deserve recognition for what they've done. They've put in a lot of hard work. And I firmly trust them when they say, we had no idea. I firmly trust them because I don't think that... Do you know what I mean? One of those members, one of those guys would have been like, nah, I cannot be in a band with this guy. One of them would have. In my opinion, death penalty is not the best. Most killers, especially serial killers, want death when they've been caught. I mean, that is a valid point. Perhaps we should start another podcast.
That's why I would say you would make them rot for like 30, 40 years.
And then
don't
kill
just... Yeah, so you're not getting out. You're going to die, but you're going to rot for a while first.
And that is a perfectly valid point. He has basically ruined the careers and lives of his fellow bandmates.
Their new band did not take off very well.
No, of course. Why would it?
Can't remember their names, to be honest.
Why would it? Nobody wants to give them the rest of the band the time of the day anymore, and that's just not fucking cool. I just don't think that's fair. I really don't. But that's just
Yeah, they
me.
would also, back to the comment before, they would have punished. Sorry, yeah, they would get fucked up by the people in there anyway. Paedophiles.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
So, moving on to the next part, but again, I'm not going to detail about that subject too much because we will move on.
Yes.
And you shall see why at the end. So, moving on to songs we hate by bands we love. Okay,
Yes.
shall I kickstart it?
Yeah. So basically the polar opposites of what we were just talking about, i.e. we were just doing songs that we love by bands that we hate. We're now doing songs that we hate by bands that we love. And I think in this particular case, most of these bands are going to be bands that we outwardly really love and enjoy.
First, yeah, maybe more so than the hates, but my
Yeah.
first one I really loved them. I quite like them.
Okay.
And that's Foo Fighters.
Interesting.
But Monkey Wrench is not a good song.
What?
It's not great.
What?
Yeah, it's one of those.
What?
It's one of their biggest songs, and I just find it overrated. Lyrically, I don't find it that great. It's not inspired. I feel like I just threw things together in that song. It's just not one of the best. When you compare it to songs like Pretender, Best of You,
See, these are the songs that I don't have
Best
that
of
much
You.
of attraction to. Best of You is a tune. And
My
if
Hero,
you've-
the best song
My
they've ever
Hero,
done.
My Hero is a fucking banging tune. Nothing will compare to going to a Foo Fighters concert, especially at like an arena like Wembley, and hearing 100,000 people going oh, oh at the top of their voice for like 10 minutes straight after the guy stopped singing.
Yeah,
He
that's cool.
cried. He cried on stage because literally the entire crowd was still doing it, and he's just stood there like, I'm waiting to play. And they just carried on and carried on and carried on to the point where he literally just went like that and just was sobbing away into his hands because he's like, shit, 100,000 people can't stop going, oh, at me. Yeah, exactly.
Let It Die. Is that the song, or is there a song called Let It Die? You're the Foos guy.
If there's a song called Let It Die by Foos, I couldn't tell you what album it's on. I have never heard it.
Okay, maybe it just means Let It Die.
Maybe it just means, yeah, what fucking... Maybe he means Ian Watkins. Just let him die.
Maybe.
Just let him die. Just fucking let him die. Moving swiftly on.
Yes.
So yes, I'm a little bit surprised at that. I think that there are worse Foo Fighter songs out there.
I
Personally.
have probably not heard them.
Interesting.
With Foos, I'm a setlist kind of guy. I'm the hits kind of guy. I'm sure there's deep cuts that are probably shittier.
Yeah, there are, but there are also golden little nuggets that they don't often play live that I reckon you would be all over.
Interesting.
Low by Foo Fighters. Listen to that song.
Load or low?
Low.
Low.
Taking you as low as you go. Fucking tune. And Jack Black's in the video, so you should watch it because it's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So yeah, awesome. So I'm starting my list off with A Day to Remember, because I
Okay.
am a fan of the band. They hold a lot of nostalgic memories for me, as we've covered many a time in here. Yep, Stuart's got the right idea, don't like Big Me. Big Me to talk about it. Well, do you know what, Dave? Stop talking about it, because nobody cares.
So confused.
It's a song
Okay.
off of their first album, which for anybody that doesn't know, and for like the 5th time that I've mentioned this in the podcast, that album is actually entirely written, recorded, and every instrument played by Dave and nobody else. There you have it. Interestingly as well, going back to this, we mentioned Tom Petty a minute ago and how he's a big fan. He's a big influence for fans like Dave Grohl.
Right.
Whilst recording the album that Big Me is on, he actually got a call from Tom Petty asking him to go and play drums on Saturday Night Live for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So he went and did that, and he was about this close to joining the band.
What Tom Petty was, or he was close to joining?
Dave was that close to joining Tom
Oh, really?
Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Wow.
Imagine what that would have been. And he said no because he was about to start a new project.
Big
i.e.
Foos.
Foo Fighters.
Fucking
So
smashing.
just a little bit of background knowledge there.
aye.
Oh, I bet. So, A Day to Remember. The danger in starting a fire. What the fuck is that shit? I'll tell you what the danger in starting a fire is, and that is if this fucking track doesn't get burnt to a crisp.
You had momentum going into that.
I did,
You
and then I
lost
just
it.
lost it entirely because I was just like, that's not actually that funny.
You could have pulled it off.
I could have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't.
Always go through with the joke if it's not funny. If you laugh to yourself, one person laughs. Success.
However, I'm now laughing at myself and you, and do you know what? I feel like this worked out a bit better.
Tomfoolery!
Tom Pettery. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah, get me. Who's next?
Who is next? That's a fantastic. Oh, Bullet for My Valentine.
Oh, I'm sure we've got the same song here, but let's just listen to.
So I made a point. Everyone knows I hate Temper Temper because it's shit, right? The worst song is Riot. However, I have picked a song from a different album on top of Temper Temper.
Oh yeah, because the whole album's shit.
Whole album's shit, and that's so Fever is an amazing album.
Yeah.
But they have 2 tracks in there that are just pretty shit.
Let me see if I can guess them. Is one of them really soft?
I don't think so, no.
No. So they're both like quite heavy songs.
I believe so. I've literally deleted them from my iPod and everything like that. I don't ever listen to them. So when I play the album in full, I don't. I play them. Those 2 songs gone because they're off.
I can't imagine 2 songs on.
I think they're right next to each other as well. Do you want to spaff them out, or do you want to guess?
I still want to guess, but we don't have time. A Place Where You Belong?
No, I love that track.
Good. Mate. Yeah, go on.
Your Betrayal and Alone. Oh, fuck with you. It's Dignity and Breaking Out, Breaking Down.
Okay.
Mainly Breaking Out, Breaking Down.
Yeah, okay. Agreed.
Because they're just pretty wank and such a great album.
Yeah.
It takes it from it could have been a 10 out of 10 without those tracks, in my opinion.
But that took it down to
Maybe an 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, just not really a fan whatsoever, to be honest. That's all I've got to say about that.
I mean, I've got Bullet as my second as well, with Temper Temper, the actual song.
Right.
I will say, there's one part of the song that when I first listened to it, the whole thing was shit. But when the guitar riff started kicking in for the first time, I was like, that sounds pretty cool. And then the minute it dropped and the vocals started over, I was just like, okay, I'm so out.
Your lyrics are so shit and uninspired.
And
I'm
I do
over
not
it.
have...
Oh, and I'm over it. Fucking hell, add that in there as well.
Yeah, we may as well, because I don't have the highest hopes for that album at all.
Oh god, I
I
need
really
something
don't.
good from them.
It's almost like they have like 2 record labels or 2 producers or something like that. It's almost like Treyarch and Activision making fucking Call of Duty games. You've got 2 different publishers. It's like they release a wank album and then Venom's fucking good.
See, I was discussing this the other day. I think when Venom first came out, I loved it. Right? Pretty much every song. And I went, this is better, this is the bullet we need.
It's still not bad.
Now I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, actually, is it such a good album? Or did I just love it because it wasn't Temper Temper? And I thought it was a step in the right direction. If you go back, like, Matt Tuck, I don't know what's happening to him. His singing's fine, but his lyrics are fucking dreadful for pretty much every song on the album.
They literally are.
Like,
His
even
lyrics are
Worthless
getting
is
dreadful.
fucking fantastic. I love Worthless.
Worthless is a
But you
tune.
listen to lyrics and it's just like, actually, that's really poor
It's not
writing.
that inspired.
No.
It's not that inspired, but the sound of the album comes out and it's good in Venom, I feel. The sound of the album comes out and it is... I personally agree with that. I think it is a step in the right direction.
It is, totally.
However, if it had gone The Poison, Scream Aim Fire, Fever, then Venom, I would be like, what the
It'd
fuck is
probably
this
be
shit?
headline and download.
Do you reckon?
I'd consider it. Because back in 2000, and more of this in a special later, back in 2012, I think, end of 2012, Andy Copping was asked, who are the 2 bands closest to headline and download that haven't been before? And he was like, Avenged Sevenfold and Bullet for My Valentine. Hail to the King came out, Temper Temper came out, the rest is history. Avenged Sevenfold are about to headline their second download. Bullet have never headlined download, they're about to be main support for Avenged.
Jokes!
And that's, yeah, and I think if
Speaks for
Venom came out,
itself, really, doesn't it?
if Venom came out, I still think it wouldn't. It's not as good.
I think Avenged still would have snagged that.
Oh, absolutely, because they're the best band in the world. But Venom wouldn't have been as good as Fever. Well, it's not as good as Fever.
No.
I rate it higher than Scream and Fire. I think I'd have to probably think of that
I
properly.
do not. I definitely do not.
I didn't like 4 tracks from Scream and Fire.
Yeah, I know, we've
They
been
were
over
too
this.
war-y and too American-y.
I appreciate the heavy veteran sort of feel to that. Isn't necessarily everything, but then bands like Metallica and Bullet kind of make their shit from doing that. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've waffled on about Bullet for far too long.
Yes.
Who's next?
For me,
Yeah.
I've got Five Finger Death Punch.
Interesting.
So I love the band, but most of their recent stuff is getting a bit tiresome and a bit shite. The main song I picked out was Jekyll and Hyde.
Interesting.
It is the biggest recent... Oh, yes. It's the biggest recent song. And, yeah, it's not too
Not a
keen.
fan?
No, it's
No.
just very boring.
It is, isn't it? It's bland.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Five Finger all that much. I've seen them once, and that was enough. Thankfully, that was before Moody started getting moody. But
I'd say they're always great live, just they need to fucking mix up the set list a bit more.
yeah, 100%. Because I feel like I saw them live once, and I don't need to see them live ever again.
Right, fair.
They played Wrong Side of Heaven. That's all that matters for me.
Yes.
Tune. Next on my list, very unpopular choice, most likely. I wouldn't say that I love the band, actually, so I scratch what I said coming into this section of the topic. I wouldn't say that I love Metallica, but I have a heavy appreciation for everything that they've done and continue to do. And the songs of theirs that I do like, I really like, and Master of Puppets is just
Fantastic.
shit on my face, it's so good.
Have you seen the guy that's got his own business? He's got like a dog grooming business called Master of Puppies. And he's like, obey your master. Fucking brilliant. It's got the whole logo like it. Little side nugget for you there.
I'm definitely going to get in touch with whoever did marketing for that business
Yeah.
because a legend.
Cunt.
However, Frantic by Metallica. What the fuck is that shit?
So that's the song, but it's a
It's a song
you hate. Right? Yeah. Sorry.
that
Yeah.
I dislike very heavily by a band that I quite like.
Yeah.
So I won't go as far as say I love Metallica, but they're good. Frantic, tick, 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 tick. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, just...
It's not great, is it?
No, it's dreadful. Most people are like, oh, I don't like I Disappear. What's wrong with that song? I Disappear is a fucking tune. I like it.
Saint Anger is known as their worst album by most. I really like the title track, Saint Anger itself. And it was a fun story for you here. When I lived in Bulgaria, that was the... Well, I bought two... Because back then, I was like 12, so it was 2003. We moved there. And they weren't...
Showing your age now.
I know, right? They weren't as ready for the world as we were. They weren't part of the EU then, and they didn't. They still sold cassette tapes. So they had some
Shit the
CDs, but
bed.
CDs were rare in Bulgaria.
You're fucking kidding, right?
No, cassettes. So I bought
CD.
the cassette for Saint Anger, and the CD for Results May Vary by Limp Bizkit at the same time.
Okay.
That's irrelevant, but it's just part of the story. So yeah.
How can it be part of the story and be irrelevant?
Because it's not relevant to Metallica and Saint Anger, but it's a part of my Bulgaria story.
I see. So it's basically a part of the Bulgaria story that we could have just skipped right over.
Anyway.
But we didn't.
Okay, it's kind of relevant. So I was going to say that I was gonna buy. That I bought that. That was my first album that I bought, but it wasn't because I got that at the same time. And I mean, heavy. The first album I ever bought was Tattoo. All the things she said. So yeah,
Oh dear.
Frantic, not great. But
Yeah, no.
I will defend the album for the title track.
Interesting.
Yes, representing Bulgaria here, even though I'm not Bulgarian. I don't think he is either. He might be.
It might be. It could very well be. Are you Bulgarian? There's a question you don't get asked every day.
No?
Are you Bulgarian?
Well, yeah, okay. That's how much response to that.
Exactly.
So my next one is Disturbed, and the song is Fire It Up from the latest album.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
the song opens with, I'm guessing David Tremaine, taking a bong. Right, he's doing a bong. It's just you hear him doing a bong.
I mean, it might not be him.
Okay, it might not be. There's someone doing a bong.
Yeah, there's obviously like references to cannabis usage.
Yeah, because they use cannabis. At least some of them do.
I'm pretty sure David does. To be fair, I'm pretty
I
sure.
think
he
I've seen it
does.
in interviews. Now, I'm not a fan of
Cannabis.
So, I don't smoke cannabis. It doesn't interest me. Right, that's a thing of history. Now, I don't. He pulls a face. I literally don't smoke weed.
I was. Yep. All right.
So, I don't think it's relevant. It's not just weed. If I heard someone sniffing a line at the beginning of it, injecting heroin, or even drinking at the beginning of a song, It's not necessary.
Or coughing.
Or coughing or crying. Beartooth, you bastards. Fucking god awful. Check out our review last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago. Now, I just don't think it's necessary.
I mean, it's not.
It's kind of like, oh, cool, you do weed. Thank you for telling everyone that you're doing weed by doing a bong and song.
Why not just do a fucking Break the Taboo advert like Morgan Freeman did or something? Like, if you want people to know,
there you go. So
it doesn't need to be part of the music. I agree with that.
She never got disturbed at all. I think it's his fiance's Bulgarian. Yeah, she is, or he is. I don't know. Now, there are certain circumstances where I think if it's a tribute to somebody and it fits, then fair enough. So I'm going to reference Avenged Sevenfold here. With St. James, the happier, more lively tribute to the Rev, it starts off with a bottle opening and they're pouring a beer, right?
I mean, that's like
So that's
a
kind of
toast.
raising a drink.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
a toast.
That's fair, and the song's about drinking, basically, as well.
And it's Avenged, so you're
But even
you're
if it
going to
wasn't-
say,
that's
no,
the only example I can think of.
Let's not.
But it's tribute. If they were suddenly like, Revenge were like, oh yeah, we're drinking loads, and then just went to a song like, okay, you drink, cool man, lots of people do. Lots of people smoke weed. It's not necessary, and
Agreed.
it's just like, it feels like it's like, hey, look at us, look what we do. I'm like, no one gives a fuck.
Okay, sick. Another unpopular choice for me next. So, I won't go as far as to say that I love Korn, because they have released some really shocking albums, in my opinion. Don't do dubstep. Don't do that.
A couple of those tracks are good.
I disagree.
They got drilled into my head hanging around Craig Swifty a lot when he was going, like, transferring from metal into dubstep. And this was the
Transferring? You make it sound like that didn't happen like over the space of a week. I went round there and the guy was listening to Cradle. I went round there a week later and the guy had his own decks.
Yeah.
Like,
Ah, for fuck's sake, these ribs.
yeah, baby, back ribs. However, this doesn't actually fall under the dubstep category. I decided, because for me personally, it would be like doing Temper Temper. I picked the one song because I really do feel like it's just atrocious. But I could do the same thing for the album. Like, it's unfair of me to single one song out of Temper Temper the album because it's all shit.
Yeah.
And it would be the same for me with Korn and the dubstep. Really, I could pick out that entire album, an entire album of theirs. Oh dear, I've offended someone.
I'm about to get onto Korn as well.
Coming Undone.
Oh no, that's a fucking tune.
Do you know what? No, do you know what? When I first listened to it, I was in exactly the same boat as everyone else. I was like, dude, this is sick. And then everywhere, every fucking place I went with any fans of metal, or even people that weren't fans of metal, were like, oh, I just listened to this new band called Korn. It's like, they're not new. Fuck yourself.
They are new metal though.
Hey, dun dun dun.
Swimming jokes.
But it just got so overplayed that by the time that it would like come up on my playlist and stuff, I just found myself skipping straight over it. Because it's just like, I've heard this song about 100 times in the space of 2 weeks, and it's not even that well written. When you listen to a song like that many times in that short amount of time, like the song had been out for about a month or two before I'd heard it at least 50 times.
You got two full-on capital answers.
I don't care. Sorry guys, but no, I'm just not a fan of it.
Someone's already tuned out. Fuck this. Thank you for joining us today. We'll review Placeholder next week. No, we'll find mistake.
I can't. I was
Such a
such
good
a
track.
massive fan when it first came out. I was such a big fan, and I loved it, and I like sang my fucking heart out to it at parties and stuff when it was played. And then it just got to the point where I was seeing like mini chavs in like their tracksuit bottoms walking past with like, wait, I'm coming undone, just wait, from their phones and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, do you even know who the fucking hell this band is? No, and it angers me.
I'm shocked.
Hot
and
under the
appalled.
collar.
It's not my favourite.
Absolutely not. There's fucking Blind. There's Here to Stay. There's much better songs of theirs.
Yeah, I can't even think of my favourite. It's my mind's so boggled from you. Falling Away From Me, I love that.
It's just one of those songs. Do you know what? It is fair to say that there's nothing wrong
Duke, yeah.
with
Duke?
There's nothing kind
Sophie Ray's watching twice.
Oh fuck me.
Weird. Why did she ever leave,
oh,
the
right
rude lady?
But yeah, just
Well, keeping with Korn, it's also going to be quite controversial.
Oh,
it's
dear.
not that, 'cause I love it. But a song that a lot of people seem to love is Got the Life. I think that's horrendous.
Not
Sorry.
actually sure if I know it by name.
Yeah, it's
I'd probably
on-
recognise
I
it.
think it's on their first album, but I might be wrong. But Got the Life, it just sucks. I don't like Jonathan's voice in it. I don't like the oh, I can't fucking do it. Yeah, not a fan of Got the Life whatsoever.
Interesting. So there you have it. I'm not the only one. But yeah, I mean, you've got like reasons to dislike the actual song itself. I like the song. It just got overplayed so much that I can't listen to it
Try
anymore.
not to let that affect, but I don't really get overplayed
I
tracks.
can't listen to it anymore. I just can't.
That's fine.
I physically can't do it anymore. Shall I save this next one?
I think it might be my next one as well. Is it? MH.
It is MH. So
Fire away. Our next one.
our next one is There Anybody Out There by Machine Head.
It's fucking awful.
Let me just let's just take a step back for one hot fucking second here. What the fuck is that all about?
It was a standalone track. Released.
Well, I should hope that would never make it on an album.
It was released between Bloodstone and Diamonds and Catharsis. I'm not sure if it made Catharsis in the end or not.
No, please.
I think it
no,
may have done, but
no,
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it did.
And while I looked it up, to give you some context, Rob Flynn, the lead singer, great vocalist. He's very political and he does his rants now and again on Facebook Live or whatever. He was at a gig with Phil Anselmo performing.
Oh, thank fuck it didn't.
Did not.
No.
He was at a gig with Phil Anselmo from Pantera fame, and that's when he did the whole white power thing. More on that at the end of this episode. And yeah, so he went on a massive rant and he released his song and direct or indirectly references the situation with Phil Anselmo and racism as a whole. The message is great. The song's awful.
Interesting. Because you've mentioned Bloodstone and Diamonds, though. Oh, what an album.
What a fucking album.
What a fucking album.
Yeah.
Have you actually listened to Catharsis all the way through? A few
No,
times?
only halfway through and then I was like, I'll get back to that and never did. Not because it was bad, but because I forgot about it. Maybe I'll throw it in the review some point.
What's the opening track on Bloodstone? Now We Die.
Now we
Fuck! What an opening to an album. Anyway, sidetracking. So yeah, that is just a very, very, very poor way and reason to write a song. I feel. Anyways, you know that I'm okay with Enter Shikari as a band.
I do.
Yeah.
I think you're quite a fan.
I'm not so much nowadays, but definitely back in the day, 100%. For the first, we'll say the first 3 albums, for sure. I really didn't like Minesweep, which is the one that came out after Flash Flood, and I really have not even given the time of day to The Spark. Fuck life. However, there is one song, and I cannot remember what album it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on Take to the Skies, so the first album, which I'm a very big fan on. It's either that or Common Dreads, I can never remember. Today Won't Go Down in History by Enter Shikari. I'm almost certain it's on Take to the Skies. What a droney song.
Okay.
It has no place on any of their albums, even the shit ones, to be honest.
Right, that bad.
It's just flat.
What's the track again, sorry?
Today Won't Go Down in History.
Alright, you were the song.
Just not a fan. Really not a fan of the song at all. Considering it is a band that I do quite enjoy. I'm out.
No complaino.
Yeah, so that's that.
Cool. My next one is Marilyn Manson. Quite a fan.
Yeah.
Not live.
Not
Heart-shaped glasses. I remember when this came out.
Never even heard it.
This was the first, as far as I remember, the first the first single that gave us an inkling to his downfall. It was after all the big hits. I think it was I was like 16 at the time, so like 2007 or something like that. It came out then. It was just horrendous. Really, really bad. I remember going because I think I saw it on the release of the video. Because I ran a house party and like, oh yeah, it's been released tonight. Let's watch it. I watched that. Well, that was shit. And
I'm
everyone was
so
like, yeah.
sorry, everyone.
That was shit too. Luckily it wasn't my house party. I always didn't ruin anything. So yeah, that's just what I got to throw out there.
Yeah. It's a shame, but yeah.
Yeah.
Following on with bands that I would say I'm quite a fan of Deftones. There is one song of theirs, there's probably others, That Fan Is About to Fall.
Ah,
Interesting.
you're right.
I mean, I have no idea how the fuck that happened. It's just gone did-it-I-did. It's gone did-it-I-did. It's gone.
We broke a fan. I broke a fan. I moved it slightly, and I'm really sorry about that.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm surprised it even still works. That'll do.
Still works.
Oh my god. Da fuck. Moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, so Deftones. I'm a fairly big fan, to be fair. And they are an acquired taste, that is for sure. I see an episode title on the horizon. Ah, we broke a fan.
Yeah. I'll write that onto the fucking list.
We told them that we didn't like Korn. Well, we didn't like a couple of Korn songs. Sick. Deftones. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Just not actually computing at all. Hole in the Earth by Deftones. I am not a fan.
Don't know it myself.
It's a weird one of theirs, and considering that you're used to weird from Deftones, it's... Do you know what, actually? The structure of the song and the way that it's written, the way that it's sung is actually quite normal. But that's what makes it weird for Deftones, and I just feel like it's so out of place with the rest of their discography.
Right.
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the song, really,
Right,
at all.
fair.
It's not heavy enough for Deftones, in my opinion.
So, this next band I'm not really a fan of. I'm excited to see them live at Download because I always miss them. But Blackstone Cherry,
Interesting.
Blame It on the Boom Boom should burn fucking hell. I hate the song. It's shit.
It's
First
an
of all,
anthem. It's an anthem.
Boom Boom. It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, it's so stupid and retarded.
And why are we blaming it on the Boom Boom?
Yeah, what is... So first of all,
What
Mr.
is the
fucking
Boom Boom?
young stallion of Southern America, what is the Boom Boom, and what has it done wrong to you? And why would you... What made you think, let's write a catchy song? Blame it... blame it on the... Blame It on the Boogie's a good track from the fucking 80s or whatever it is. Let's blame it on Boom Boom! It makes me think of a fucking caveman baby hitting its face against a fucking rock. Isn't the fucking Flintstones baby called Boom Boom?
Bam Bam.
Whatever. It's a better song than Blame It on the Bam Bam.
Blame it on the Bam Bam. Bam Bam Bam.
It has some fucking relevance.
There's another one.
Oh,
Write it down. Blame it on the
fucking
Bam Bam.
Oh god. I've only got so many corners to a piece of paper.
Oh my fucking god. Oh wow. Red Hot Chili Peppers are my next one.
They're not a band you hate.
No, they're not. That's why we're doing bands I love but songs I hate.
Great.
So
Consistency.
yes, continuing with the topic that we are discussing.
Yes, excellent. Everyone knows it.
I'm not a fan of Police Helicopter by Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's one of their older ones. It's back when they were like a rap funk band. And they've worked with, I can never remember the guy's name, George Clinton, I think his name is, like proper legendary funk producer. Yeah, so they worked with him for this album, I think. And I mean, yeah, sure, I agree. It's got funk, but that's about it. And the lyrics to it are just weird. They're just weird.
Yeah, not good with.
I'm not a fan.
No.
It's never really struck me as a song that I enjoy of theirs.
Well, that's a shame.
So that is that. I should have actually led on with this, seeing as we were talking about Blackstone Cherry.
You can go that now if you want.
Because they are a band that I do enjoy. I really fucking love Blackstone Cherry. Holding On to Letting Go.
I don't know.
Not a fan.
No.
It's just really weird. And again, it's one of those stupid things that you just wouldn't necessarily sort of think like, oh, I dislike this song because of this. You literally had the same idea as me at the same time, and that's kind of weird. Yeah, it's not like the sort of thing that you should really comment on why you dislike a song, but I've never been a fan of like the whole plugging in your guitar for the beginning of a song and hearing the whole like...
Not as bad as Coffin, but...
It's not as bad as Coffin. It's certainly not as bad as crying like a little bitch at the end of your album. But
Fuck
there you
Bare
are.
Tooth.
However,
Oh god.
so straight away, they're plugging in, they're getting the feedback and stuff, and that set me up for a, not sure how I'm going to feel about this song straight away. And then they started playing, and I was like, okay, yeah, do you know what? His voice is great. I love it. It's fucking awesome. And then just halfway through the song, you're like, okay, just stop now. Just stop. If you've heard Lonely Train and know what Black Stone Cherry are about,
That's a fucking great track.
you've already heard this song. Whereas a lot of people say that about Black Stone Cherry. Oh, if you've had Lonely Train and Blame It on the Boom Boom, then you know most of their stuff. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have a fucking clue. Things My Father Said. Wow. Fucking too emotive.
I'm very sorry. It had to come out.
Yeah, and that makes me think that I have to die now.
Might not smell.
It's definitely going to.
It's the podcast bringing you topics, album reviews, and flatulence.
I mean, he takes care of that. I just review stuff.
Was that your part done on that?
Yeah, pretty much. However, if you're looking for a fucking banging Black Stone Cherry song to listen to, Soul Machine. Put it on.
Soul Machine.
Soul Machine.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm a soul machine, take the world I'm in. I'm a southern rockin' band.
So, my next band gets a lot of shit. They are the joke of our industry.
Interesting.
They are always mocked as the worst. I'm sure only half those people really think they're the worst band ever. Nickelback. I'm quite a fan of Nickelback.
Yeah.
Rockstar is Poison.
It's disgraceful.
It is.
It is an absolute fucking stain on humanity.
It is. It is fucking hideous. That god awful music video. It's just they literally went out of their way to make a generic track to make pop like them. I think.
Yeah, that is basically what that track is. It was recorded as a pop song.
Yeah.
100%.
Horrific stuff.
Yeah, not a fan. Fucking hate it. Again, though, if you're looking for a side of Nickelback that anyone can get into, fucking legend. So well done.
Yeah, well done.
If you are looking for an album of Nickelback's to get into, if this is the type of tripe that you're used to from them, educate yourselves. Silver Side Up is a fucking quality album. Definitely. And it is, if not the first, then the second.
I think it's the second for some reason. I don't know why.
I think it is the first album I ever bought. Mate, so good. And they release really good songs here and there, even now to this day. Maybe not on their most recent stuff, like Feed the Machine is their newest album, I think. Haven't listened to it at all. I wouldn't be able to tell you a single track that's on there. I've maybe potentially heard a couple, but I wouldn't be able to tell you that they belong on that album. But Silver Side Up, man, what an album.
Yeah.
What an absolute fucking album.
So, yeah, that's my opinion. Rockstar's just a dump.
It's a fucking dreadful tune. Here we go. All That Remains.
I didn't know them that well, to be honest.
I don't know them well, but I know a fair amount of their songs. They're a pretty good band. River City, Madness, The Last Generation, I think the song's called. What's their big one? Oh, This Cooling. Yeah, really good band for all accounts and purposes. They've got a nice blend of some melodics, some really good heavy vocals, some ridiculously awesome heavy drumming, and then some softer drumming, some awesome guitar solos. They've got the full package. And then they released a song called For You, which is, I'm not going to lie, at one point in my life, not so long ago, had very strong emotional relevance to my situation that was going on. And if you listen to it, and if I gave you obviously know me, so if I gave you context and then you went away and listened to it, you'd understand why there was a time in my life that I had this song on repeat for about 5 days straight.
Okay.
And given light of the recent circumstances, I now no longer can listen to this song. Fuck yourself, bitch. Deep. No, don't fuck yourself deep. Literally just the tip, because you don't deserve an inch more. That was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the song. For the rest of the album as well, the positioning of it could fit on the album. Where it is in the album, it's just out of nowhere. It's like in between two like really quite good songs, heavier songs, and then just in between them is this really soppy, sad piece of shit that makes you want to cut yourself.
Right.
I'm out.
My next one
Moving swiftly on.
is Thrown into the Fire by Trivium. Now, it's probably...
This is a very fucking strange choice for me to be hearing coming out of your mouth right now.
It's... So I've specifically chosen this album for a couple of reasons. There's probably worse tracks on their discography, right? Maybe from like The Crusade or Vengeance Falls, or probably all of Vengeance Falls.
Definitely not The Crusade.
There are some tracks that aren't great on there.
Like what?
I can't...
Don't say Entrance.
No.
If you say Entrance, I will fucking flip my shit.
Entrance Conflagration. That's on In Waves, isn't it?
No! God, no.
No, I'm thinking of Section of the End, sorry. They played Entrance to Conflagration.
It's
I
good.
think it's the one song I missed.
You're fucking joking.
You went out for a fag, yeah.
No. You went out for a fag during Trivium. Right. No.
I put like 5 fags in there. Got away with it.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what
Not
I've
incriminating.
done.
Just joking, not incriminating myself. Right,
cut the cast, cut the cast.
so Thrown into the Fire is on their newest album, which is my second favourite album now, after Ascendancy.
Interesting. I actually thought that there was a good chance the newest album might take top spot.
There were points where I was thinking maybe, but then no, there's so many fucking great tracks on Ascendancy.
And
But
there's the nostalgia as well.
Thrown into the Fire, for some reason it's their second single from the album, and that just threw me off a bit.
Not a fan,
They're
no.
playing it live, and it's just, and it's I think it's their album closer for Sin in the Sentence, and I'm just like it's all like heavy, and it's somebody changed like I'm thrown into the fire, better. It just doesn't. It's okay. It's not really. I don't
I'm
get
fucking
it.
shocked. I'm shocked to
I
hear
just don't
you
get it.
say this about Trivium,
Not-
especially.
I know, wearing the shirt.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm just not a fan of that song. I don't know why it's. If it was just on there and it wasn't a solo, it wasn't played live, maybe I just kind of would have chosen a different song or no song at all. But because of the stature of it, I'm like, nah, doesn't deserve it.
Interesting.
When you've got fucking Other Worlds, you should have fucking played Other Worlds. It's the best song on the album. I fucking love that song.
Yeah, interesting. Really interesting. That's actually the end of my list. I didn't realise. So if you've got any more,
Yeah,
reel them
I've
off.
got a few more.
We've got a few more, mate.
So-
Let's hear about some of them.
My next one is MCR, My Chemical Romance, with Na Na Na. They've had their whole careers built on the emo. They were the kings of emo.
Yeah.
No
They
argument.
are
that.
the epitome of emo.
Yeah, literally. And then you go from the first album, which I can't remember the name of, to Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Personally, I prefer that to Black Parade, but a lot of people prefer Black Parade as their third album. And then they go into this, they've released their first track, built it up for ages. Yes, Sophie, we know it was Black Parade. I knew you were going to comment. Literally, as I thought it yesterday, I was like, she's going to comment that. And no, don't just the album. If you just the song, I can deal with it. Oh, fucking Famous Last Words and Dead. Anyway, right.
What
So
album is Ghost of You on?
Three Cheers,
Right. Okay.
which is probably what tips over the edge for me for that one winning.
100%.
And then they come out with fucking na 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 na.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know it was them the first 50 times I heard that song on the radio. I didn't know it was them until I happened to catch it at the end of the song one day, thinking to myself, what a shit song. And then the guy was just like, and that was My Chemical Romance. I was just like, no, I'm not even a mad fan of the band. I never have been, but what the actual fuck?
Like at this point, they were kind of like out of my life anyway. I didn't really listen to them as much, but if they released a new album, that was great. They could have got me back a bit. But I was around Corin's house, and she at the time was the super fan of MCR.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
And even she, like you see that she was like kind of into it. She's like, yeah, I like it, but you knew deep down she didn't like it. And
You
she
could
just
tell that she
wanted
was,
to like it.
she wanted to like it so much that it just ended up happening. And that
Yeah,
was
no,
just dishonest.
now she hates it.
That was just dishonest of her. She should have just been honest from the fucking beginning.
Yeah,
and said,
pretty
you know
much.
what? Actually,
This
this
is
is
dog
shit.
She's
this
now
is shit.
fully admitting to that, and they're not a favourite band anymore. And System are, so fair enough.
Fair enough. That's a good trade up.
No, I can suck a dick.
Nah, mate. You could go suck a dick.
And finally, my last one. So I felt bad writing this.
Because they are
Dead now.
Okay.
Heavy by Linkin Park. Now, when it first came out, I was very vocal about my hatred for it. At Download last year, I filmed myself, because I'm hilarious, pissing on a poster of Linkin Park. This obviously before he died. Pissing on it as they would be going, oh look, he's so happy, haha. I don't at all feel good about that anymore. But
You have a conscience.
I maintain the knowledge that at the time I didn't know that, and I didn't realise how unhappy he was. And I've listened to the song Heavy once since his death to listen to lyrics, because really it's a suicide note.
Yeah.
And so it kind of hurt to write this, but what was the exact phrasing I used? In hindsight, the lyrics are indeed heavy, but I will just never like the song. I can't force myself to like it because of a reason.
No, that's fair enough.
And
I would question how you make your judgments if you were like, oh, I used to hate the song. Nothing's changed about the song, but he's dead now, so I like it.
Yeah, no.
I would be like, no, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion entirely, but I would question, like, really?
Yeah, I don't say movie like it's like a dislike of it, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get it now more, I like it more. But cause
you appreciate it more. That doesn't necessarily mean you like it more. You appreciate its relevance. You appreciate the message more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and if I like just disliked it before, and then he died, and I kind of listened to it a bit more, like okay, I'm kind of getting to like it. I get the idea more. Then it might be more fair enough. But I hated it.
Son of a bitch.
So that's that. So those are our songs that we love or hate by bands we love or hate. We'll quickly reel them off, super quickly. So mine are for songs I love. I just plug my charger in. My fucking ribs. Songs I love by bands that I hate. Or close to. Sorry, not a winner, and Shikari.
I'm just gonna straighten.
Oh, did I
this
push
up.
that down? My bad.
Yeah, only a tad.
Lip Gloss and Black by Atreyu. I'm made of wax, Larry. What are you made of? A Day to Remember.
Editor.
And Danny California, Californication, by the way, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Attack the Kill from Yesterday, A Beautiful Life, 30 Seconds to Mars. God Gave Rock and Roll to Your Kiss. Lost Prophets, Rooftops. Medina Lake, I still listen to that, by the way. House of Cards, I Miss You, Blink-182, I don't miss them. Hoobastank, The Reason. Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name. Biffy Clyro Mountains, Taking Back Sunday, Make Damn Sure. That was Make Damn Sure, but it's one word, so I'd say it fast.
Medisha.
Wolf Mother, Woman, AC/DC, TNT, Highway to Hell, in Blake and Blake. Creed My Sacrifice, in Red Flag by Billy Talent.
And they were songs you love by bands you hate.
Yep.
So I had Alive by POD, Plush, Stone Temple Pilots, The Kill, 30 Seconds to Mars, amongst others. Dragula by Rob Zombie, again, amongst others, but just for the sake of it, we'll put that out there. And I definitely don't hate Rob Zombie either, just not a fan. Never have given them the time of day. Careful by Paramore, Infecting the Crypts by Suffocation, Taste of Ink by The Used, Running Down a Dream by Tom Petty. Again, don't hate him, just not a fan, never got into him. And then various songs, my leading one being Last Train Home by Lost Prophets, but I also like a handful of others that we have already discussed.
Yep.
So moving on to songs you hate by bands you love.
Are you ready for this? Wild. Foo Fighters, Monkey Wrench, Bullet for Valentine, Temper Temper.
Bullet for my Valentine.
Ballet for my Valentine.
Oh, I'm going to take my Valentine to the ballet.
Ballet. Oh, my fucking ribs. Body parts I hate on people I love. My ribs, me. Yes, so songs I hate by bands I love, sorry. Yeah, Foo Fighters, Monkey Wrench, Bullet for Valentine, with the whole Temper Temper album, and Breaking Down from Fever. Five Finger Death Punch, most of their recent stuff, but more specifically Jekyll and Hyde. Disturbed, Fire Up. Such a long piece of writing there. Machine Heads, Is There Anybody Out There? Got the Life by Korn, and most of the dubstep stuff. Rockstar by Nickelback. Thrown to the Fire by Trivium. Heavy by Linkin Park. MCR, and Blake, what do you think they're just trying to do Morse code?
Nah. What is it? Like,
No.
please stop us from making more music.
Yes. Oh, suddenly they broke up afterwards.
Oh, convenient.
Tom's
What a coincidence.
And Blame on the Boom Boom by Blackstone Cherry, and Heart Shaped Glasses by Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson. So what you've got, Danger in Starting a Fire by A Day to Remember. I'm not going to carry on with that accent because that's too much. Temper Temper, whole album, but the song Bullet for My Valentine. Frantic by Metallica, don't even try and defend it. Coming Undone by Korn, sorry. Is There Anybody Out There?
Shocking.
Not sorry.
No, that's awful.
Today Won't Go Down in History. Shikari, sorry guys, you let yourself down. Hole in the Earth by Deftones, again, what the fuck. Police Helicopter by Red Hot Chili Peppers, just get the fuck out. Holding On to Letting Go by Blackstone Cherry, not a fan. And For You, All That Remains.
Cool.
Soppy
Super
ass
duper.
shit.
So, I'm going to give a quick
Yes.
cover. So on Saturday, I saw Trivium, Code Orange, and Power Trip live. I was in the pub during Venom Prison.
Cold as fuck.
Ah, fair enough. So Venom Prison I missed because I was in the pub. Power Trip, the first band on for me, and they are actually pretty good. They are a good mix of Pantera and Metallica.
I could get down.
Yeah, they're quite enjoyable to watch live. Times are a bit samey,
Man, that was rank. Why did they do that?
but I also went to the bar a few times during that. So I enjoyed them. Not much to really say about it. I'm not going to give ratings for live shows unless we do like a proper one, but maybe like we've both been to when we do like the download week or whatever.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so I enjoyed them. They were good. Good opener. Then into Code Orange. I was excited to see them live, and they gripped me for about 3 songs,
Okay.
and I was bored.
Okay.
So they're weird, and it was cool to hear some of the album from Forever when we reviewed it a couple of weeks back. You can check that out on episode like 12 or something. And I did enjoy them for a while. The chick goes nuts.
There's a chick
the
bassist or
I
something.
think bassist, but I might be wrong. She might be a guitarist. Either way, she holds things, and she just looked like Ronda Rousey. Kept looking up, I was like, that looks just like Ronda Rousey. It's really strange to see Ronda Rousey doing guitar for a band. It wasn't her, but it looked like her. But she was going fucking ape shit. She looked like she was loving it. I give credit to their stage presence. They really got on with it. It was really surprising when they first came on stage because the drummer is the main vocalist, and you just don't see that often.
The heavy vocalist?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah, he was the heavy vocalist.
Interesting.
I think there's two
another
heavy
band.
vocalists
There's
actually.
another band that have their lead vocalist as the drummer. I think it could be Mastodon. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I didn't.
I will have to because I remember catching a little bit of them at Download and thinking, "Fuck me, a drummer that is also the lead vocalist. That's so sick."
It is strange.
It's unusual. You don't get that. So
But it
that's
is
fucking
cool.
weird.
Again, they're this like blue-haired guitarist or bassist. He was going a bit nuts, and he was also doing some piano like synthy stuff.
Synthy shit. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. The big dude with he's very big with a ginger beard. I don't know how it happened, but he had blood pouring down his face from the end of the gig. I'm not sure that's a thing they do every gig, or he just went a bit too nuts.
I mean, to be fair, when I saw Annotations of an Autopsy live, the guy split his own head open by hitting himself in the head with a microphone. So stranger things have happened.
Yeah. So overall, I enjoyed them. The songs I kind of got into, I think they were all from Forever, and it included the one with the lead vocalist. Sorry, the vocalist for the song was the girl.
Oh right,
Yeah, so that song that goes softer. That's a girl singing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured because for somebody to be able to go from like to like
Yeah,
It's
it's just
kinda-
because you mentioned about you were a female vocal, female. In
I mean,
it.
I didn't, but I
when
figured that
she
they had
brings
like a
the song up
guest
again-
vocalist or something
Right.
like that for
Yeah.
the track. So again, this is the type of stuff that you sort of learn from going and seeing a band live, even if
Absolutely.
you dislike what you've heard of theirs so far. So that said, how do you now, considering, is it fair to say that we were both like Code Orange, fuck that shit?
Yeah.
Is it now fair to say that you have a bit more of appreciation for them, or is it just kind of not? It kind of worked
No,
for a few songs.
It worked
and
for a
then
few
it was
songs. I was like, then I was like, cool, I'm done now with Code Orange. But their weirdness comes across. I heard from a lot of fans on the That's Not Metal Facebook group, Premium, that the sound wasn't right for them.
£10 a month.
So yeah, then moving on to Trivium.
Yes,
So they were fantastic,
as per usual.
but not up there as I hoped. So the songs they play, so the new songs sounded fucking great live.
Just before you get started on this is the how many at time that you've seen them?
Oh, dude,
Just as a rough guess,
5th?
fifth. So you've got enough past experiences
Yeah.
to base this on.
Yeah, Download 2014 was their fucking best performance I've ever seen in my life.
Was that after they came out after Black Veil Brides, is it? Or somebody got booed off stage or something like that, and then they came out and they were like, Trivium, we're a real metal band, we're here to take your fucking heads.
It might have been that, I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
because I've seen that video after capsizing in the sea, and then he just comes out, fucking walks up to the mic, and he's just like, we're a real metal
think
band,
that was a few
listen
years
to our
before.
music, buy our merch.
A few years before when they opened with In Waves, I think.
Yes,
Because-
capsizing the sea into In
yeah.
Waves. What a fucking way to open a set,
This was their encore / set closer.
though. Yeah, I remember you saying the other night,
And
and
it was-
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think it works better as an opener or a closer? Honestly, if you had to choose.
Closer.
Far.
But that's because I've been at shows where it's been opener and closer, and it's not their best song, but Capsizing the Seas into In Waves is a perfect combination.
It fucking is.
And at Download 2014, when they closed with it, it was the most insane shit I've seen at pretty much any gig. So many crowd surfers. Maybe it was for that gig only, but it was at the atmosphere at the right time. It works better. So it's great that it's also great as an opener because it opens the crowd into straight heaviness, fucking going brutal.
What did they open with then?
This gig they opened with The Sin and the Sentence.
Oh, right, okay. Cool.
I can't remember Download 2014 what they opened with.
No, that's cool.
So yeah, they opened with that. They played Thrown into the Fire and Beyond Oblivion, which I don't really care for either, to be honest. I feel like there's a couple of songs like Endless Night and definitely Other Worlds that they could have played. Betrayal was fucking insane live.
Yeah.
The Heart From Your Hate, I didn't really care for it. I care for it a lot more now. I've seen it live.
Excellent. That's what you hope for.
They played a lot of rare cuts. So Inception of the End, Entrance to the Conflagration, Ascendancy, the song, and Like to Flies. I played a bit more often, but that was fucking brutal, of course.
Did they play any of the ones that I would have lost my shit to
Pull
see
Hard
live?
for Strings of Your Martyr.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, then.
The encore, so they came off stage, and the encore was literally like 30 seconds later, because I think they were running past time. It was Shatter in the Skies Above, into Pull Harder, into Off for another 30 seconds, or like, I think it just went dark actually, and then Capsizing the Seas in Waves, and that was the end of the set. And yeah, so they were fantastic, but not enough. If you're going to play rare cuts, I'd rather you played some ones I prefer. Like Ascendancy was fantastic. So yeah, overall,
man, if they played To the Rats,
I would love
live,
to fucking see that fucking song live.
I would lose my shit.
I spoke to a mate about that when she saw them a few years back, a good few years back. They opened with To the Rats.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Now that would work for me. That would definitely work for me.
In your face. So that is my little review for Code Orange, Power Trip, and Trivium. Trivium were
Rate their performance out of 10. Trivium. Just Trivium.
7,
7.
maybe 6. No, let's say 7.
7.
Yeah. All right, sir. Who wasn't there?
Yeah, I wasn't there, and 6 is way too low.
7 it is. I feel like if they have one more album on the same level as The Sin and the Sentence, they are headline worthy. But the thing is, it's all about sales with download and stuff like that. So they've already headlined Bloodstock before.
Yeah.
After Silence in the Snow.
How did that go down for them? If you
It's
know.
the same with Bloodstock every fucking year. When they announce like the non-Bloodstock kind of headliner, the Bloodstock crowd can be very elitist, right? So I'm not. Because a lot of them are like death metal or hair metal. That's how the festival started off. Fuck. Now with with Silence in the Snow, it was their softest album, and when they got announced, just like Machine Head, even Lamb of God got a lot of shit when they were announced to headline Bloodstock. Every single time the band's gone down well, and they smashed it. Even though they had some tech failures at the beginning of the first 3 songs.
Oh wow.
But yeah, fantastic. So I think the problem is with them is its sales. So the issue they have is they're only headlining Brixton. I'm not even sure if it's sold out. That's the problem.
That's fucking mad.
Yeah.
Considering bands like Yumi at 6 have sold out Brixton before.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, so I'm hoping one more album that's as killer as The Sin and Sentence, if not better. They could be at least going to arenas then, hopefully, but
I would go and see them on an arena tour for sure.
Fucking yes.
I would definitely go.
I'm worried that they're one of these bands that are going to fall into the category of it's now too late. Like Machine Head.
Interesting.
I think it's a crime that it's not my favourite album by far, but I think it's a crime that Machine Head weren't pushed to headline status after the Blackening. A fucking crime. Because
I'm
that album
surprised.
is renowned in pretty much every metalhead's fan head. Every metalhead
You could find at least
says
one
that.
or two songs on every metalhead's playlists or
Yeah.
in their like library. You could find one or two songs from that album alone.
Yeah,
100%.
Again, it's not my favourite. It's
Aesthetics of
definitely
Hate or
And Halo.
Yeah. Fucking Now I Lay
Clenching.
Thee Down. Is that on that
Yeah.
album as well,
Clenching the Fist of Sin.
mate?
So yeah, no, I thought it was great, and hopefully they get what they deserve.
Yeah, hopefully. I kind of see where you're coming from though, in the sense that like they should be headline worthy by now. Why not? Why aren't they? And
So they released some subpar albums. So The Crusade is known as one of their least best by the majority. It just is.
I disagree.
I disagree as well. Vengeance Falls is dog shite. There you go, you don't even know it.
No.
So yeah. In Waves is better, but that's really only known for a couple of songs.
In Waves.
Yeah, and
Capsized Seas.
the entrance to the other one, Inception of the End.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
Cool. Would you definitely? I mean, if somebody said, "Right, I've got tickets to go and see them," I mean, I'm assuming they're playing other UK dates.
That was the last one, but yeah.
Okay, so let's say that was the beginning of this little leg of the UK, or like the UK leg of the tour. If somebody said, "Right, I've got a free ticket to Trivium tomorrow in Manchester. I'll pay for your travel. I'll pay for everything."
And didn't have work and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a free gig. But with the set list, I wouldn't be dying to go back.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, to finish our podcast off for the week, we have a review by the band Placeholder. They are an unsigned band from Southampton, and Mr. Stuart Devlin was in contact with me about this. So, to give you some context on top of what I've just said, I am part of the That's Lot Metal Facebook group page, the Platinum?
£10 a month.
Yeah, the premium one. I was actually going to plug it. And he asked people to review his bands. So here we are.
Awesome.
Now, just because I've spoken to this guy, even if you were my best friend, I will totally and honestly and harshly, if necessary, review your album. So I'm not just doing it nice because I want to. I'm not doing it harsh because I want to. I'm doing it as I feel it's true. And so it's Rob.
We literally said from day one, if you can't get down with the fact that we're going to be brutally honest, and you could potentially turn around and, you know, we might be talking about a band that you absolutely adore. If we're tearing them to shreds and you have a problem with it, our specific words were, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care.
The reason I'm going into so much detail now is because, like I say, I've spoken to Stuart, and this is the first unsigned one we're going to do.
And it has sparked a conversation,
It has.
actually.
So we'll
I
go into
will
that
let
now.
you do the honours of saying, considering it was your idea.
So thanks to Placeholder and Stuart.
I'm going to just...
Do you need to take that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh, is it? Right. Anyway, so yes, thanks to Placeholder for kind of sparking this. When we review, we have an album by me, an album by Rob next week. The week after that, we've got a poll up where we choose one each and you vote. We now have a fourth week, and it's going to be Deciphered Unsigned.
Yeah.
So every 4 weeks, it will now be me, Rob, poll, unsigned. So we're going to find an unsigned band and just review them.
I really wanted to make a joke about how we might go and find a Polish person.
Polish.
A Pole.
I would happily have a Polish person.
I know you would.
So the review
Moving
begins
swiftly
now.
on.
So it's a 5-song EP. The EP is called Grey, and it is available on Spotify now. I will, for certain, be posting the Spotify link on our page tonight once the podcast is over, or maybe tomorrow because it's already fucking like 11 o'clock.
It's getting on for, yeah.
Yeah,
22.
so I'll post it tomorrow. We'll post the album on our page whether we like it or not. So there's no spoilers there. Should we just go into the album review?
I
Seeing as
believe
3 of the members seem to be here.
I believe so, yeah.
No pressure.
So we're starting off with Alone.
Alone. Boom.
Fucking brilliant way to
Straight
open
in
an
your
album.
fucking face, isn't it?
I loved it, man. The minute I put it on, I was just like, unsigned band, never heard of these guys before. Kieran, what have you done?
Yeah.
Have you done a boo-boo here? And literally, so a little bit of context. So it was literally only a couple of days after the last podcast, actually, wasn't it? I think it might have been the day after the last podcast. And I was on my lunch break at work, and I was sat in the car, and I said to myself, right, let's put this album on. Let's just put this album on, and I'll get started. And I literally picked up my phone to message Kieran and ask him, what was the name of that band that you said that we're going to review next week? just as I opened up the message, you posted it to me,
Yeah.
like you sent me
Bam.
the Spotify link, and I was just like, get the fuck out of my head. So I put this on, bearing in mind, just to give you a little bit of a setting, I had this on full blast in a car park of an office block full of suits and stiffs where I do not belong at all. But I have a good job, apparently. So it was kind of, I feel sorry for everyone else that was in the car park that day because it was a rather warm day and there were lots of people trying to enjoy their lunch. And there's just me like, what the fuck? But yeah, Alone. Heavy, hard-hitting, banging start to an album.
Yeah, right in
What the fuck? Lyrically, I had black eyes the minute I started listening to that song. Lyrically punched me straight in the face.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just
very
like,
fucking
dude,
brutal.
The fuck?
I wrote I said pretty much boom, straight in there, no fucking around.
No fucking around at all. There's no lube in this shit at all.
No,
Like,
it's
straight in, all fucking 12 inches, dick on that shit.
I'll point out, both of us did not know the genre of music. We knew it would be rock or metal.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what we do. But no Shania Twain here. Well, fucking love Shania Twain though. Right, but yeah, it was very good. However, I will say that initially the vocals did not. Initially the vocals not to my taste, but they did very quickly grow on me.
Okay, yeah, cool. I was going to say more about the vocals in a little while.
God, yes.
Only got to listen to the first two though. Ah, well.
Sophie, poor game.
You, without giving too much away, go and listen to the rest.
Yes. So it's 3 more to do. It's not like it's a fucking essay,
Yeah, exactly.
is it?
It's a fucking chore.
So,
I gotta go and listen to these 3 songs now.
the vocals not to my taste, but quickly grow on me, and that stayed throughout the album in terms of the heavy vocals.
Well, you see, now, for me, just going off of that,
Yeah.
the heavy vocals straight away were like, yes, I can get down with that right here, right now. Fucking get in my ears.
Right.
So that was me.
I also said that the part in the middle where it starts building up with the guitar and the tone change.
In Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just worked really well.
Yeah. I thought the whole fucking song was well crafted, to be honest. Yeah.
It's got definitely had an Architects feel to it. I'm not sure if there's influences of you guys, but definitely had an Architects feel to it.
Architects and a bit of Sixth in the title.
Didn't notice that in this song.
No, but in some of the heavier vocals throughout the album, I'm sure we'll cover it. Definitely brought me a very Sixth kind of feel.
Yeah. So
good influences to draw from, if that is the case.
yeah,
Definitely.
I fucking love Sixth, and I'm somewhat a little bit obsessed with Architects at the moment. Yet only discovered them. So
Madness.
that's anything else to say about Alone?
Just that the minute that the song was like over, I was like, I'm fucking hyped for this album now.
Yep.
I've gone from not knowing this band at all, not knowing what genre they are, not knowing what the fuck I was getting myself into, to being like, right, my lunch break needs to just last a little while longer now because I'm listening to this album right now.
Yeah.
And I did. I went back into my lunch break back in from my lunch about 5 or 10 minutes late, purely to listen to the rest of the
You
album.
absolute bad man.
I'm a fucking bad man.
You are too rude for me.
Do you know what? Fuck a career. I don't need one of them.
We've got placeholder.
I've got placeholder.
So next up was Cement, which I'm just going to put out right now is my favourite track on the album.
100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Sick song. So very good. So this song's got more of a mixture of the soft and heavy vocals.
Yep.
And
really well.
If you've watched this podcast before or you know me personally, my favourite music is a good mixture of screaming and singing.
A perfect mix.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I would actually go as far as to say that this is pretty much a perfect splice of heavy and
Yeah, I would agree.
melodics.
I really enjoyed it.
And that just made me wet. That made me so fucking ghastly wet.
Yeah, no, really quite enjoyed this song.
I fucking loved it.
This song definitely had more of a Sixth feel. So again,
Yeah.
if that's an influence of yours, well fucking done, because Sixth are amazing. If you don't know Sixth, then well, you're probably going to like them because they sound like you.
Just the
In
minute
a way, they're also very fucking strange.
minute I started listening to the song, I pretty much established within the first 30 or 40 seconds or so that it was... Alone was great, this was better.
Cement, man.
Yeah.
This
It
week-
just... Do you know what? It just made me want to kick the shit out of a heavy punch bag. Like,
Yeah.
it was that kind of feel like, I'm fucking ready!
Yeah.
Like, take off through the roof, like... Amphetamines kind of like, I am ready. I have so much energy for this.
Start having sex with a broom.
Not
Whatever you're
my-
into, man, we don't
Not my
judge.
favourite choice of household items to have sex with, but...
You've never tried a broom, you know.
I've never tried a broom.
You
Have
want
you
me to
ever
sing out
tried a
on?
kettle?
Oh wow, too big for that. My mum watches this. I'm very sorry. Anyway, every week I'm saying sorry to the mother. Anywho, so this song had a bit more of a techie vibe to it, I noticed.
A little bit more, yeah. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that there were polyrhythms, because they're not quite, but they have that kind of getting on for offbeat kind of feel, which is good for me. As you know, this guy will know more than anything. If it's slightly techie, if it's slightly genty, there's a good chance I'll love it. Because I have a fucking 7-string guitar over there that I can't play, and that's me. So yeah, I would definitely agree, and I think that's probably one of the things that sort of drew me straight into this song, was just the fact that it was a bit more like, okay, it's not something that you can just put on in the background. When you listen to it, you are listening to it 100%,
not just
and
hearing
I
it.
fucking love that. Musically, it is solid, and the melodic vocals are fucking great. It's a good splice of heavy and melodic.
Yeah.
Just through and through.
So I
Favourite
kind of
track.
wrote this as I was listening to it, as good journalists do. They're possibly the best 2 journalists in the entire world. Sorry, Bees.
Whoa! Too much pressure, too much pressure.
Oh, we'll stick Bees on top. He's still my favourite.
Yeah, alright, sick.
And yeah, but at 3 minutes 30 specifically, or kind of specifically, that's where the 6th really kicked in. I was like, that is just 6th on an album that isn't by 6th. Definitely had the... So I wouldn't say the heavy and soft are too much like Mikey and Justin, because Justin's vocals, orgasmic. Not saying this guy's not, but it was definitely the Justin part, the kind of like weird, screamy kind of oddness to it.
Interesting.
Sa, dude, to Joe. And the vocal style... so the softer vocals, again, aren't usually my style, but this just worked.
It does, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
it's the splice, it's the even splice. It's not even straight down the middle. But the melodics are in the right place, the heavies are in the right place. The music complements both styles of vocals really fucking well. Mate. Mate.
Yeah.
By the end of this point, I'm starting to think, what the fuck?
We're on such a high. What could go wrong?
Well...
Grey could go wrong.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it went wrong.
Oh, it went wrong.
For you?
I literally opened up with straight into soft vocals, and I'm not a fan of this. It has a Placebo vibe to it. And side note, I would have put Placebo on my shitfest because I hate them and I forgot them. But unfortunately, Grey is...
For those that weren't watching, last week we did our top 10 festival bands that we would not like to see at a festival and that would ruin a festival for us. So we basically called it Shitfest. Get your arm out of the way!
No, sorry.
So yeah, we called our shit festival Shitfest, naturally. And Placebo, you're saying, would have made the cut. If
Absolutely, I would have probably removed
But
Queen.
they were so far out that
Just
you
didn't
just
cross my mind.
didn't think of them. Fair
No,
enough.
they probably would have replaced Queens.
I'm not actually that adverse to Placebo. They're okay. Some of their songs are really good. Pure Morning is a fucking tune. Let it be said here.
I'll keep it in mind.
So Grey, not a fan for you, no?
No.
No? Okay.
So there's 2 types of soft vocals in this song. It's the soft song on the album. There's the bit where it's kind of more singy. That's fine. That's better. It's the more spoken bit where he opens the track, and it's the more spoken-y style. It's more speaky style vocals. I can't actually handle.
I mean,
It's just not for me.
It's sat kind of weirdly with me as well, because the first time I listened to this, I put my first note down as not overly sure how I feel about it. Music is fine. Musically it's great. Could do with the actual... I think I basically agreed with your point. I feel like more singing could have been done, kind of thing. It's just the... I don't know, when you've got 2 fucking really heavy tracks opening an album like that, if you're going to do something soft in between, that's cool. Because
Yeah,
it's a
soft
balance.
songs are great.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. I feel like it kind of lost its momentum for me with some of the spoken parts. That's all. It wasn't bad. For me, personally, it wasn't bad. It's definitely my least favourite on the album. I will go as far as to say that now. It's definitely my least favourite on the album. And for a namesake track, that's...
Title track, yeah.
It's kind of like, that's a shame. It's a shame that I have to say
Yeah,
that.
we listened to the whole album the whole way through multiple times.
Yep, quite a few.
I was about to say, actually, it does go into screaming towards the end. However, I've classed this as, if I was putting, not that I use an iPod anymore really, because I have Spotify, but if I was putting placeholder, the EP Grey on my iPod, I would remove this track.
I would not.
You wouldn't?
No, I would keep this EP in full because I feel like while it's not as strong as the two that we've covered and the two that we're about to cover, three that we're about to cover, two that we're about to cover, fucking maths are amazing. While I feel like it's not quite as strong as the others, perhaps it has its place, and I just feel like there are a couple of parts of it that didn't sit with me, but on the whole, it's all right. Musically, it's still good, and the singing is brilliant still. Just the more sort of spoken parts, I was a bit more like, oh, okay.
Great, it kind of grated on me.
Interesting. I wouldn't even go that far as such. I just thought it was a bit, I don't know, yeah, like I said, it kind of removed some of the momentum for me. I found myself being like hyped and wanting to headbutt the fucking wall out of how pissed I am that I've not heard this band before, and then this song happened and I was like, okay.
But do they bring it back?
Do they ever?
They do.
Fucking Transparency, and my first note is back to fucking awesome.
Yeah, I wrote back to a Screamier song.
Yeah, heavy, emotive. I'm really starting to get into the album by this point. Yeah.
It goes back to a Sixth style, and there's a particular lyric where it just says, "Are you aware of your transparency?" And that's kind of like, that kind of gripped onto me a bit. I was like, yeah, I like that.
We're both kind of like that though, aren't there? Like a song could be whack the whole way through, and if there's one part where like something is said that's just right, we're like, yes, yeah. I like that song.
So
that's not the case with this, in my opinion. There's lots of reasons to like this song. Musically, I think the vocals are great, and obviously how heavy and emotive the lyrics are and stuff is great. But musically, I feel like this one just stood out for me a little bit, and it got me like, right, okay, yeah, this is an album this is an EP that is worth listening to, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's even after my sort of slight downfall with Grey and the less sort of sung lyrics. But mate, fucking yes.
yeah, I have written that it's a great song. Mm-hmm. It's lower than Alone and Cement, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing because those two are fucking high.
Yeah, well high.
So that's not a bad point whatsoever.
I mean, I personally didn't actually relate it to the rest of it at all. I did off of Grey because it's the following track.
Yeah.
So, and we assess things like that. Positioning of tracks on an album is quite important to us. So for me to go back into this kind of style after a slightly softer song, I mean, even if there was nothing wrong with Grey and if it was perfect, I would still appreciate how we're going back into heavy now.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, yeah, after you get so pumped up for the first two songs that you just want it to be like, yeah, okay, I'm fucking ready, smash my teeth in, like literally smash my teeth in.
Yeah.
And that's basically what this song does. Smashes your teeth back in. It's like, okay, we've smashed your teeth in a little bit now. Here's a Band-Aid. Now fuck yourself, you fucking...
Bam!
Bam!
So before we go on to the final track, just in case anyone tunes out straight after the review, give us a like, share our review, share our page,
Buy
love
our
us,
merch.
buy our merch. We have no merch, and we will be eternally grateful. I already like that's not just the band members, by the way. That's to anyone that sees this video in the future. Okay, so Relief.
Yes, awesome.
What a very good album, well, EP closer.
Yeah.
Very much enjoy this. And they put this again below the first two.
Right,
I'm not
okay.
on the same level as Alone, actually.
Okay.
I mean, Cement's another fucking level. Cement
Yeah.
is fucking quality work.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, I fucking... Wow. Yeah.
But this song really has a fantastic mixture. There's 4 vocal styles in here. So we have, let me find the fucking name, guest vocals by Christina Rotundo.
Excellent. You actually went and got names.
Yeah, it was said on Spotify, luckily.
Oh, okay, sick.
So Christina Rotundo is a female, if you didn't guess by the name Christina.
Holy fuck-a-moly.
So you've got her female vocals that come in about midway, along with the screaming, the placebo-style vocals, and the good soft vocals, in my opinion. So that really works well together. Also, the instruments as a whole.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to definitely say, like the whole way through this, there are certain points where the drummer is just absolutely great, and we're both drummers.
We're both drummers, and he is a tank.
Yeah.
He is a fucking tank.
The guitarist
Dude, if you're
in this-
watching, rate your drums.
Yeah, well
fucking
done.
love it.
The guitarist in this song is, well, most of them, but there were certain points, there were a lot of points in here I was just like, the guitarist is fucking nailing it, what he's doing right now.
100%. Musically, I don't have a problem with any of it throughout the entire EP. Musically, I think it is sick the whole way through.
Cool.
The only thing was having a little bit of a slight knock with the more spoken vocals in Grey. Other than that, I mean, I know that there are some in this as well, aren't there?
Yeah, there's some. Oh, yeah.
And do you know what? For whatever reason, it didn't stick out as much.
Because it wasn't so prominent in this song.
Maybe. But yeah, lyrically, sick. Mix of melodics and heavy is great. Just, yeah, overall, good message behind the song. I feel like the lyrics are actually well crafted, especially after we've been talking about Bullet and the way that they've gone. When you go and listen to a band that aren't even fucking signed yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you listen to their lyrics and you think, fuck, like, this is really awesome. And just, yeah, sick musically. Absolutely fucking
Yeah, really
awesome.
enjoy it.
Awesome.
So this song, I don't know what it was about it, but there seemed to be a lot more passion. And I'm not saying there was a lack of it before, but this song with the vocals seemed more passionate than the rest of the songs. They seemed like it really kind of, they wanted to make sure their point was put across here. So, you good?
Yeah, I'm still getting calls.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, in about 3 minutes, 10 seconds into the song, it goes into some really fucking tasty guitar parts.
Yeah.
I remember just being pretty wowed by it and thinking, again, it's a really cool thought, like, these guys, once they have an LP on the plate, hopefully they're signed by then. I can see them like being at on the fourth stage of Download. Is it fourth stage they do that with like, smaller local bands?
Yeah,
the fourth stage, the 10. So I feel like they're going down pretty well.
I feel like they'll start off there, and it won't take many attempts to get further up.
I hope they get someone that grasps onto them a bit.
I think so. They're definitely main stage worthy at some point. Definitely, I would say. Just because they have that kind of potential there with the mix of everything, the different styles. I can see them within a few years easily playing like a very good slotted Download. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess and say where, but they are, I believe, at this point in time, obviously, with just an EP underneath them, they've still got a long way to go.
Yeah, of course.
But-
Don't lick your balls too much.
No.
I could see them like if they.
I can see them
if
being
they-
low down the bill on the main stage at some point.
I can
within a
see them,
few
as I
years.
say, possibly opening the main stage or second stage maybe if they continue like this and have a rise like bands like Heart of a Coward have done, or Hacktivist. Obviously, they're totally different to Hacktivist, but they're local bands that are getting bigger and they've made their claim. Hacktivists are huge now.
I'm going to jump out on a ledge and say I've known some of the guys from Heart of a Coward for a very long time. I've never really been a fan of the band, but I appreciate the fact that they're local and they've made it, kind of thing. Or they've made it more of what they were when I first knew the guys that are in the band. I would prefer to listen to these guys over Heart of a Coward.
Yeah, so
100%.
sorry, Milton Keynes.
Yeah, that's some. That should give you a slight indication.
Yeah,
I
so
would.
I will go more detail about what exactly I wrote about the guest vocals and the vocals as a whole.
Yep.
So I said that this adds in some guest vocals by Christina Rotundo, which just sounded like it fit well. The addition of female vocals suit the song very well, and it even added to it.
Yeah.
As the song really combined everything with the 4 different vocal styles and ranges, as well as a lot more varied guitar work.
Yeah,
and
completely agree.
the drums were just as they
were
were
just
good.
drums all the way
So
through.
yeah, I put it as a good album closer.
Sick.
Verging on great.
Yeah. No, fucking really good. So,
Whoa, double so. Out of 10, Rob. As per usual, every single week I debate between 2 numbers, and I've gone for the higher one of the 2.
okay. I had my number straight up.
Okay.
Easy.
Would you like me to bust one out, or
Yeah, go on.
7 out of 10?
Interesting. So overall, sign these guys. They're fucking good. Solid bands. They've got their music in a good place. Drums are tight. Guitar work is good. Vocals are good. Look forward to hearing more. I will pursue.
Yeah, I'm
I will pursue.
awaiting stuff. I've already liked the page anyway.
Yeah, excellent. I'm going to go away and do that. And I also rated it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. So fair play to that, guys. for an
Basically,
EP.
what that means, guys, anybody that is watching this now or in the future, go and listen to Grey by Placeholder. It is a
I will be
fucking damn
posting
good
it
EP.
tomorrow.
It is a damn
during
good
the
EP. I'm amazed. I'm amazed.
And
that-
tour Milton Keynes, please.
Yeah, please do. If you ever come to MK, I want you to get in touch with both of us, and we will fucking be there.
Find Jason Hall, Crawford Arms, Milton Keynes. There you go. Yeah, if they had like, so again, I mentioned Cement was definitely the track. Grey pulled it down to marks for me,
Okay.
and not all songs were perfect. So that was the extra little mark.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I just did mine because, I mean, one thing that's not really their fault that I will say is that I wanted more.
Yeah,
That's not your fault. I wanted more, and that's a good sign, really. That's a
definitely
good sign.
see high things for you in the future if you continue as you were, and don't take the review as seriously as it is, because obviously it's the biggest thing that's ever happened to your lives. But but yeah, just when I say about Grey, obviously it's just not for me. It's not saying that it's
No,
shit.
and I mean, that just shows that we have diversity between us two as well. Because for me, yes, I agree that there are some parts about the song that sort of brought the whole EP down a little bit for me, like for myself. But I don't think I feel as strongly about the softer or like the spoken vocals as you do. I just felt like it was kind of a bit like, yeah, it pushed my momentum out of place a little bit. But it's still a pretty solid song.
Definitely.
It still has its right to stay on the EP. I certainly
Cement is
wouldn't remove
killer.
it. I wouldn't remove it from the EP if I downloaded it. And well, I have. I've got it. saved
I
on
wouldn't remove
Spotify.
the EP as a whole. Like just for me, it's not me saying you
Yeah,
should
no,
not release that
that's fair
track.
enough.
Blah blah blah. It's just that I personally would not listen to it again.
Cement though. If you're looking for our opinion, guys, Cement.
Cement.
Go that way. Go that
Brrr.
way. Go that way.
Beautiful work.
entirely. Fucking brilliant. And
Cool.
that is great.
Double
by
10 out of 10.
Placeholder.
Yeah. So we are closing off now. So thank you very much for joining us. But before we do disappear, first of all, next week the review is by Rob. It's his choice because this was my choice. Because when I chose this, we didn't have a decisive unsigned week.
No, but we do now, and you guys at Placeholder should be fucking well proud of yourselves.
started this.
You have started a new movement within Deciphered Podcast, guys.
All 160 of our likes are going wild right now.
Whoa! So, my album.
Yes, do surprise me.
Well, you already know.
Oh, okay.
So, just to give people a little bit of a context here, when we first started Deciphered, I said to Kieran, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get you to listen to some more progressive and alternate, genty, tech-styled bands. Much to
Yeah.
Kieran's happiness.
Well, Carnival was a fucking shitty start, wasn't it?
Well, yes, it was, but do you know what? I thought you needed a fucking band soft and slightly techy to start you with. But seeing as you ripped them to absolute shreds, I'm going to throw you in the deep end with somebody slightly heavier. So,
better.
next week we are reviewing Periphery by Periphery. Love that shit.
Excellent. I look forward to doing that.
Yes, I bet you do. Now,
No, I'm doing it with
you
an open
can-
mind.
Yes, go in with an open mind.
Absolutely. Every album's different. Well, every band's different, at least.
Yeah, 100%. I think there will be things that you appreciate. I think there'll be things that you think are probably a bit whack and a bit shit. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what you make of it.
Cool.
All I will say is that if they score lower than Carnival, I'm out. I'm done. You need to find yourself a new host.
All right. So on top of that, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have our poll up, and as per usual, we're going to announce those two bands now.
So that you have a chance to vote.
You vote up until next week, and the next week at the end of the podcast, like we are doing now, we announce the winner of the poll. So then it gives us a week to listen to it.
So, sir, who have you chosen for your band for the poll?
Well, for this week, so with the poll, we did it randomly before, and we ended up getting Alice in Chains versus Architects, and it just wasn't making sense. So last week, I chose Hollywood Undead. I told him that, and then we leave the surprise part for the other person at the end of it. So he chose Hacktivist, who won. So I'm actually going to throw it back to you, because this week you chose the band, and I'm giving the retort.
I did, yes. So I chose Royal Blood. By Royal Blood.
Excellent. Love those self-titled, don't you?
Yes.
So this week, I didn't really know Royal Blood that well, so I googled who's similar. So taking on Royal Blood is The Colour and the Shape by Foo Fighters.
Really? Okay. I love Foo Fighters, but we're going to be reviewing Royal Blood in 2 weeks' time.
Do you think so?
I think so. Well,
Okay.
no, to be fair, I mean, it's a fan vote. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Very interesting. So, yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Stuart, too.
Yeah, awesome.
And finally, next week, the topic will be... I mentioned this, we mentioned later.
I'm nervous.
Okay, so it's not going to be a history of Lost Prophets. But
you.
we mentioned Lost Prophets, I said later. We mentioned Phil Anselmo doing White Power, we mentioned later. Next week we'll be discussing the most controversial moments in metal and rock.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yes.
I like this a lot.
I thought of it today. I was very happy. I was like, I'm very excited for next week.
That is a brilliant topic, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So
quick fire, pow, pow, pow.
We're going to be covering Lost Prophets, Neil Watkins. We're going to, and that's when I'm going to go into detail about my thoughts on the band and listen to them now, which is why I left it earlier.
Okay, very interesting.
Tune in next week, you sick motherfuckers.
For a very sick fucking topic, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
We're going to be covering some really horrible things, I get the feeling.
Covering paedophilia, murder, rape.
Murder for hire.
Murder for hire, yeah. We're going to be covering a lot of controversial stuff, so if you're not cut out for it, then fuck off. Thanks for joining us.
Sick.
See you next week.